And we're trying to fix our weave. Our weave is messed up. And we are trying to bring it back. So took some of it out. Did a little bit of conditioner, on there, because I wasn't about to wash it, bitch. But I was going to try to give a little bit of love. But yeah, at this point, I know it looks 8. I know. But I hated how it was looking on top. And so now my plan is to do crochets where there weren't crochets in the past. I did like a L braid, so I could kind of like again give like I actually parted it. I'm not doing any of that. Me and the crochet hook, we're going to do everything. What a precious gem. I hope you're doing cute. Bish, listen. I've been really just sitting with this bullshit on my head, bitch. I'm so mad. I'm so fucking mad. Like, if you ever do your own hair, just please, if you have bald spots, do braids. Don't try to attempt the box. Just don't do it. Don't do what I did. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, trust me. Bitch, who got time? Who got time for shit? Who got time for shit? I'm trying to give a little update because I did some hoe shit. So this is gonna be a hoe video. For anyone that cares, this is a video about hoes and hoe tings. I found a new app for hoes. Tinder cut me off. Sir Ford, it's been a minute. What's up? But yeah, so Tinder cut me off. Tinder really hates whores. If you're trying to do sex work, do not do it on Tinder. And excuse me, and if you are on Tinder doing sex work, I feel like just keep it a butt. You know what I mean? Like, just like write OF on your bio. You know what I mean? Don't even try to, it's not worth it. Cause I feel like I was living on Tinder for a little bit, but then they were like, bitch, you're a whore. You're trying to sell some coochie. And here's the thing. I feel like before this year, the way I used to be online is like, if they ask me for something, then I felt comfortable being like, oh, for sure. And this is what I want. At this point, as soon as they get inappropriate or sluttish, trickish, I'm like, here's my burner immediately. And then I block them. And unfortunately, on Tinder, if you block somebody, they could go backwards and you can get a report even if you block. So just putting that out there for anybody who's just getting into the game, trying to understand, bitch, yes, it's a lot of shenanigans. People are shenanigans again and again and again. So just keep that in mind. Tinder is no longer for the hoes. It was cute as fuck. Again, if you're more slick than me and you make it work, I'm proud of you, bitch. Like, I'm proud of you, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Now, the new app, it's called Hilly, Hilly. This app, how do I say this? It knows that people want sex work and it's not playing, but it's also very interested in consent, which is at times hilarious because I've definitely written some shit in the chat and it thought I was trying to be nasty, but I really wasn't. But it makes the other person say yes to consent to something that could be inappropriate or sexual. And so that's why I like the app Hilly, because it literally, as soon as you write something, like as soon as the man, most of the time it's the dude, writes something sexual or off, the app literally is like, you might not want to read this. Like the app literally like sends you a pop-up like, this shit might be kind of foul. And so with that being said, I appreciate that app because it does allow, both parties to acknowledge like, this is what we're talking about. It's not, there's no, like, even if you're trying to be euphemistic, it still catches it. Precious gem, more conversations around consent need to be exactly. And again, on these apps, I feel like we talked about this recently. Every fucking message a dude is like, oh, bitch, the most recent message that had me sick, this motherfucker talking about something, I bet your backshot wind is tasty. First message, bitch. First message. Why is Backshot Wind in the first message? Like, that's crazy. But again, the app was like, you might not want to read this. And I looked at it and I was like, that's crazy. So again, when they send nasty messages, it holds it. And so, in my humblest opinion, I feel like these men that are being thottish, slutty, whatever the case may be, that's just fine because I'm going to use that app. Because so far, that app has had men that, for the most part, were like, yeah, like I am a whore. I am a trick, you know, I am a slut. Like, let's figure something out. But, bitch, there's so many more that are also, bitch, I don't know what's going on, but the bird community is obviously very loud around me, bitch. They will not be silent. So just so you know, I don't know what's going on for real. Just know I'm on the third floor, bitch, and the birds are here too. Okay, and they will not be silenced. With that also being said, he's supposed to work his way into it. I feel like that's the thing though. Like, I just feel like people don't work. I feel like that's the thing. I think that's the thing about rape culture. I think that might be a thing, Precious Gem. That might be a thing. I'm glad you said that because I think about how, like, when people are charming, have charisma, it's like, what does that really mean? Like, I just think about the ways that, like, we assume that, like, we should be doing this or that, or we should be operating like this or that. Really. But I think about how, like, we live in a society that really expects us to operate a certain way, talk a certain way, behave a certain way. You are so kind. You are really so kind because, again, we're still trying to get it back together. We're gonna do some crochets. We're gonna crochet the rest of it. Okay, I filled in some. You know what I mean? You know we balding, bitch. I'm gonna just try to normalize it, bitch. We're balding. We have some traction alopecia, and we're trying to disguise it, bitch. And so I did some braids, and my plan is I'm gonna attach some hair right here to finish this one and do some crochets off here. But I might do some like really tiny micro braids that I do like a get the flexi rod. So it's like not too much weight because I feel like that's the thing about it. Once you got traction alopecia, once you know the balding, once it starts, you want to be mindful about how much tension you're going to really put up on here. So I made sure that this braid was loose, very juicy, very moisturized, and I'm going to put a couple on there, but I'm going to make sure they're already curled before they're fucking attached. Just PS on that, because I feel like that's one thing that does scare me about going down the path of trying to do protective hairstyling. It's like, it's way too hot for a wig. Way too hot for a wig. Way too hot for even you having your hair all the way out. Like, this is the kind of weather where putting plaits in or putting your hair off your neck, like that's what this time is for. So I'm just trying to be mindful about how I do it. And I feel like I'm probably gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna probably because it's like, should I attach the hair? Yeah, no, I'm gonna just do a bunch of micro braids, put them on a flexi rod, and then just attach them shits around the crown because it's like, it's not that deep to me. And to be honest, my main point is to put them up. Like, I feel like from here, we're gonna just handle that off-site and attach. Everything behind we'll just attach with the flexi, or excuse me, with the crochet, and have like the bigger pieces of hair like in the back to make it more full. But the front don't gotta be too crazy. No, this is actually just some pack hair. This is some regular wavy, like deep wavy pack hair. I want to say the brand is called Rua, RUWA. Actually, bitch, I have the fucking shit right here. Because I was like, bitch, if my ADHD get bad, I'm gonna just start doing it. But this is what it looks like. Rua deep 24 inches. But these are the curly pieces. They're wavy pieces. They got a nice little wave at the bottom. I went swimming finally. It looks a mess. I'm grateful though. I feel like the lid didn't look not bad. And then this is the straight piece. And it's already layered. It's called Queen Bee Braid, 3+1, 50 inches. I love it. But yeah, I'm excited. I feel like the waves are, it makes it look like I did something, bitch. It makes it look like I paid. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's the whole point of it. But a lot of these are slipping out, bitch. A lot of them are falling off the bone. It's unfortunate, but that's the whole point of me going back in today and doing what I can do, because I feel like the way it was set up the other day, I didn't hate it. But my plan is to try to make it look a little bit more refreshed. This hair, I still have a lot of it left, which is exciting because I definitely am going to do a wash the next time I fuck with it. So I feel like, what's today? Damn, like what, the 10th, the 9th? Help, please. I can't remember, bitch, high key. But I feel like my plan, since it's Wednesday, yeah, I feel like I'll do a touch up. And by next Wednesday, I feel like it'll probably be out, honestly. It'll probably be out. It really depends, bitch. But if I go back in that water a couple more times, it's got to be out. Because the way that water ate up my hair, bitch, no. But pray for me. Pray for this curl because I'm clearly trying to get a lot of mileage out of her, bitch. Pray for just everything. Just pray for it all. Pray for it all because I'm trying to give thick. I'm trying to give Hume. It's the 8th. Thank you. So, yeah. Wednesday on the 8th. 7 days. And there's like, what, the 15th? Bitch. Listen, I'm just grateful. I'm even here to talk about a day being a blur, bitch. Honestly. But I did want to say a couple other things, bitch. I had a couple other things to say. And I'm trying to just get back to it. Word. Okay, we were talking about dudes. Probably so. I feel like when you're in your 30s, I feel like things do change. Like you definitely move differently, and I'm grateful for that. But I think that again, like how many of us saw older people talking candidly about getting older? Like I think again, there's a lot of shame around aging, which is unfortunate because I think at this point, especially with the cost of wings, the cost of pizza. I stole a Capri Sun yesterday and I felt alive. It just felt good, bitch. It was fruit punch, so. But still, it's like, bitch, it's like, I just feel like we in the most Aladdin times, bitch. You gonna see bitches stealing coin purses more and more because it's like, it just, again, it's like, fuck, I look like struggling. Like, for what, bitch? Like, I could go, like, bitch, it's the way I'm in the grocery store eating the hot soup. And it's like, if they say anything to me, I'm going to pretend like I'm going to buy it. And when I get to the self-checkout, I'm going to throw it away. That's the key, bitch. When you steal from the store, don't leave trash behind. That's what gets bitches caught the next time they do it. I'm telling you, if you leave the trash in a trash can, and again, I'm not trying to say you should steal if you really are scared, because if you are scared, it's not worth it. Like my partner, he don't steal. He be scared as fuck walking around with me, and I be drinking the soup. Like if they get again, I always make sure I have the money to cover it if they catch me. But bitch, I will drink that soup, bitch. And again, at Whole Foods, the chicken tenders, the tall soup container, you can make a whole meal in the tall soup container. I'm not saying that it's necessarily much cheaper than what they got already. But again, it's something that I've done before. Exactly. I'm just saying, like, it makes sense. Like, again, I don't think anyone should steal if they're scared to do it. I think that I'm at a point where I just know I'm gonna have a better day if I eat that broccoli cheddar in the store. Like if I eat that broccoli cheddar soup in the store, get those 2nd-degree burns in my throat, like it's not gonna be the worst day. Like I know it's gonna pick it up. So that's what I do. Also at the deli, bitch, you can ask for samples. I don't know when they stopped doing that shit. I don't know if it's because I'm an old lady now, but bitch, what's going on? Like, bitch, if I get some, like, bitch, first of all, I didn't know this, but in the deli section, they have a deep fried turkey. Somebody don't know and needed to know. You're welcome, bitch. You can make a Thanksgiving sandwich. I'm just trying to tell bitches that know they're not making a turkey. I'm just trying to tell bitches that know they're not making a turkey. You can get it thick sliced and put it in some gravy for Thanksgiving, bitch. If you, again, I know, fuck Thanksgiving, but listen, that's going to be the day when bitches get together to eat. So I feel like we could call it something else, but that's going to actually become a really important day. Like I just think about how the food inequality means that days where people are supposed to have a lot of food is going to become a day where people are still going to be trying to get a lot of food, but it's going to become more important. And again, the ways that like Thanksgiving is obviously not, we're not even told the true story or how many there were. But again, it's the way that in November, December, October, September. It be cold days in fucking July, bitch. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It be cold at night. It was cold last night. It was cold as fuck at 4 o'clock this morning. And again, the ways that like so many people will be housing insecure, but we won't be able to tell because they'll be sitting at a spot and reading a book. They'll be sitting somewhere trying to make it seem like The fertilizer being low, that's wild. Again, I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear about none of that. I feel like I've been just trying to watch like content from like the early 2000s. Like I started watching RuPaul's Drag Race from the beginning. Like mentally, I'm not here. I'm before Walking Dead, bitch. Like mentally, I'm on Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like mentally, I'm Hey Arnold. Fairly Odd Parents. You feel me? That's where I am at. Like every time I see the news, bitch, and also these fucking commercials are killing me. These AI commercials about these Medicare cards. I want to fight so bad. I swear to God, I want to fight. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But again, it's like even thinking that that's a better time. It's like it really wasn't. But again, like I just think about the more research I do on like BPD, like borderline personality disorder, and the more that I just read about how like white supremacy, anti-blackness, capitalism, like all these systems of harm actually like do a number on us, like psychologically, and just the ways that again we have to like be together in the same reality while we all live vastly different realities, which means in person to person conflict, the stakes are not the same. And again, mentally people lose it. And when I say lose it, I mean they take a vacation. They may be on a vacation several times a day. They may never come home. Like again, it's all these euphemistic ways to explain a system that is harming people and imprisoning them while harming them, while imprisoning them. And just again, the dance of that. And even again, the ways that people wake up and they know that they don't have money. The ways there's so many people that could wake up and know like, oh, I can't do anything today. The ways that like when some people know that they can't spend money today or they can't buy food, the things that they do next, people will really think they're a criminal, they're a bad person. Meanwhile, they're hungry. Ultra cow and chicken, bitch. Honestly, bitch. Cow and chicken was crazy as fuck. I used to hate chicken so fucking much. Dead ass. Like cow was my bitch. Like I would beat up chicken today. Like just for the disrespect. And Eustace, it's the way I wanted Muriel to get free so bad. I was like, bitch, this is not normal. Like your dog should not be your best friend like this. Like that's more than emotional support. Like that's your son. That's your social worker. Like my God. Like Courage was actually, I don't know what the fuck we was watching for real. Like in retrospect, what the fuck was Courage the Cowardly Dog about for real? Like, cause on some All Dogs Go to Heaven, what was Carface going through? Like, I just have so many questions at this point. I'm gonna get off this conversation because I'm gonna just move on, bitch. Just let me get out of here. But yeah, no, I can't. But low key, last night I did some risky shit. If anyone wants to hear, if you don't, feel free to get on out of here, because it's about to get silly over here. But I basically, what up, Deirdre? I basically been talking to this Caucasian man. His name is Ten. For 1 second, I thought he was trying to copy me, and like, but then I had to like remember that like low key I forgot his name, and then he introduced himself, and I was like. Then I had to hold that like I forgot his name. Like, but then I have to also hold that I wasn't even thinking about that shit. But still, it was shenanigans. The whole thing's stupid. The whole thing is dumb. So basically, we met on the Hilly app. I think I told you it's an app for hoes. Listen, if you're not a hoe, you might still have fun on there. You might. You really might. I don't know, bitch. But like I know me, money has been got on that app. There are hoes on there. And again, the site is the kind of site where it's kind of like Tinder. It's better than Tinder though, between me and you. Like on some hoe shit, like it's way better than Tinder. But it's called HILY, and me and him didn't talk that much, but I feel like one of the first things he said to me was, if I send you money, can we meet up in real life? And I was like, maybe. But it had me dead because it's like, damn, like most men don't say shit like that. Most men aren't like, oh, if I give you money, can we still meet? They're like, I'm happy to get some porn. So I'm like, yeah, give me some money and then we'll link. So he sent me some money. I think I said, he's the man that I said, let me get a 40 ball. Here's the thing. The way he was talking to me, I could just tell slash I'm getting bored. So sometimes I just try to see like how crazy I could talk to a man because you never know, bitch. Like some of these men, they don't care. They're like, they're so lonely, so bored. They're like, this woman just asked me for a 40 ball. I'm gonna beg her to hang out. That's what's happening in America right now. Anyways, so I said, let me get a 40 ball. He said, LMAO, if I do this, can we link up? I said maybe, because again, my new plan for Ho Shit is I tell them we're going to talk on Discord or video chat somewhere or phone call. I give them a list of options because some of these dudes do not want a video chat. Like some of them don't want to be on a video. They don't want to talk on the phone. Some of them just want to text. But for the most part, it's worked out to where they understand why I want them to send me something. And so they do. But then there also comes a moment where like, I'm saying, send me something, but I'm also saying, you know, you're sending me this so we can do like a virtual dinner, a virtual lunch. In my mind, I'm like, this might be a helpful way for people who are starting off new to sex work to be able to just, again, have a digital version of that without having to commit to a meet. Because who knows, maybe you have virtual dinner with this person and through the conversation you realize like they would not be someone safe to link up with. They don't feel, you know, the conversation kind of dry. Like if you spend 45 minutes, 30 minutes with somebody while you're eating, you might notice through the video chat that like you don't really like them. And so you'll maybe at the end of the convo be like, thank you. Thank you for this meal. I don't think that I would want to meet up. And maybe they'll say, well, that's fine. I want some feet pics. And maybe you'll be like, you know what? Send me some more money and I'll do it. Who knows? But I'm trying to just give people like ways to consider that it don't always got to be sending a menu, making it so cut and dry. It can be more conversational. But this person, like I said, I could tell they were desperate to link up. So once we had dinner and talked, it was cute. Like he had a very golden retriever, silly, goofy vibe. And I was like, And for the most part, like once we got off the phone, I actually wanted to talk to them again, which is very rare. So I was excited to meet up. I ended up inviting him to one of the pools in my building because I live in a complex that's like maybe like 3 miles long. And so there's a little pool in front of the clubhouse, which is the opposite side of where I live. And then there's a bigger pool on the other side next to my building. And so I met up with him in a very public part. I know some people probably wouldn't want to do this. That makes sense. My thought process is if I don't like him, if I hate him, if he's a weirdo, I already have email, photograph. I already have all these things before he ever comes to anywhere near where I'll be. I'm not telling anyone to do this. Meet him at like a public pool or some shit. Me personally, I wanted to get day drunk near my building. I wanted to pop up mysteriously somewhere. Like I know the landscape, he don't. And again, to get around that whole area, you need a fob. There was no way for him to get in or out. And so my thought process was, there's going to be people. It's a hot ass day. I already know. And if he gets weird, I'll just, I'll be like, get out of here. Like, I'll be like, you need to leave. Like, I know how to protect myself. I'm not saying anyone should do any of this. I'm just naming that this is what I did for me. I decided to get day drunk. Fuck Diddy. I've never had Ciroc. I wanted to try it. I tried peach Ciroc yesterday. I know Diddy sold his shares, but still, we know that it's connected to Diddy. At the end of the day, I had to name that because apparently he's being considered Trump. Like the thing is, who gonna be surprised if Diddy get out? That's all I got. I'm surprised R. Kelly's not out between me and you. I'm shocked about that because R. Kelly been selling audio clips. Like, do y'all remember that when R. Kelly first went to jail? People were paying R. Kelly to sing to their family members. Like, R. Kelly was like booking gigs in prison. That's why I'm just like, if Diddy gets out, I'm like, I'd be less shocked, honestly, just because again, I'm like R. Kelly not being out. But then there's a part of me that's like, conspiracy. It's like, what if like they just take photos of them looking crazy, but really they're very comfortable due to their, it's like, what if like for the public we have to see them suffering? Like I just think about all the ways that like we live in a society that like shows us stuff. You know what I mean? Not 2012. Anyway, so look, I tried peach Ciroc. It was delicious. I was shocked. It was so smooth, and I'm a lightweight. Like I don't drink because I'm not good at it. It's a waste. I'm the kind of bitch that can get fucked up off 2 nips. You do not need to get me. You don't have to buy no big bottle for me, bitch. Get a couple nips, and I'll be just fine, truly. And so that's why I don't even bother. Not his songs be trending on TikTok and IG. That shit be blowing me, but. Bitch, I hate you so fucking much. Like, I fucking hate your ass so fucking much. Fuck, bitch. Bitch, I'm going to hell like 3 times. Like, I don't even got sunglasses, bitch. Like, I gotta just move on. Like, I hate your ass so much. Damn. What's the segue? Like, and low-key, bitch, I feel like it's really hard to laugh at illiteracy because sweets, like, again, I be trying to avoid the news, but you know how the news and like doom scrolling are the same thing these days. Like, you don't even need to look for the news. It can look for you, bitch. But it's the way that like all these kids on fucking TikTok, why are all these people showing us that their kids can't read? Like, it's a really mind-blowing thing because it's like, why are you showing us this? Like, there's a part of me that just wonders, like, what is the point of that? Again, as a child, I was hyper literate. Like, I loved to read because I was in an abusive household. Like, reading a book meant I could escape, meant I could literally mentally no longer be in my abusive household, I thought. So it's the ways that it makes me think about not just all the abuse we keep hearing about happening to children, but the lack of escapism that they're being offered through reading. The ways that a lot of the things that they read or on the screen are about present things. There's like a lack of fantasy. But again, it's like, do they even need to read, they think, or their parents think, when there's all this media, all these visuals? And again, just the ways that like visuals and the dependency on it, the ways that books can give you nuance that a visual may not. Yeah. No. And see, but that, you know what, Noe, but that's the thing too. It's like when people think you are talented, like what people will like do for you, like to maintain it. Like I think about like young athletes, like people that are really young and people see like a spark of talent and they're like, ooh, let's like derail you socially. Like you don't need to have friends your own age. Like let's keep you around like business tycoons and shit. Like I think about young girls like who are in, doing some bitch. I know I gotta leave my motherfucking shit. Fuck. No, come on. Yes. I love you. Nanny. Surfboard, not my bad. You're fucking funny as hell. I can't stand your ass. Like, I'm dead. Listen, I just feel like the older you get, the more shit don't be funny no more. You can't laugh. You can't laugh as easy as you want to, because again, shit be connected to other shit. That's fucking terrible. Listen, do y'all want to talk about Jay-Z? Do y'all care? Because I'll be real, I stumbled upon a thread on Lipstick Alley that was talking about Blue Ivy that was really like, I feel like if folks don't want to talk about Blue Ivy right now, don't want to talk about Carter's right now, don't want to talk about the conversation unfolding with Jay-Z, we don't have to. But if folks are interested, feel free. But I feel like if I don't talk about that, I'm gonna just keep talking about this whole shit. And meeting up with this dude. It's deeper than a handicap though. It's like it takes you out of the present, it takes you out of the future, it takes you out of the past. Like literacy literally removes you from so much context. Whew, fuck. Like I think about the ways that like some of us like in our homes, like we could like we knew we were transcending in ways from our family, like from what they believed, what they wanted us to believe, the ways that like we took on new information and it shifted us and it maybe even changed our behavior. It maybe even alienated us in some ways to have more information. Listen, I don't want to uh do the most, but I'll say that like the thread I was referencing was about Jay-Z, posturing and putting himself in a certain position. I also think him putting his album in Target was fascinating. There's so many people that really want to fuck with Target, and it's like it's clear Target calling people. I think that's the thing that blows me is like Target do not care about the boycott in terms of like the disrespect. They care about stopping it by undermining it by and again the communities that they're targeting, the people that they intentionally reach out to undermine the boycott. It's just one of those moments that got me like and again the ways that so many folks will knee jerk. Like I remember, and this is again, I'm not bringing this up to make it seem like me and this person know each other or anything of the sort. But actually, I shouldn't even name her. I'll just let it go. But there was a Black woman I used to follow that I really appreciated, and like she blocked me because I said something about I want to say Tabitha Brown, deciding that she was gonna keep on fucking with Target. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, it's okay to be someone that says no. Like, that's where I was coming from. Like, it felt like she was scared to say something about her. Like, it seemed like she was trying to work out, how Tabitha made sense. And it was awkward because it's like, when you cross a picket line, when you cross, when people are boycotting, like, is awkward because again, like you being marginalized is part of the boycott. Like again, it's an awkward moment when people make a poor decision and decide to, break a picket line, but again, or cross a picket line. But I think about that. I think about the ways that some people really do go individual with their desire to claim identity. I think about the ways that like again, just the just the weaponizing of identity, the ways that like again there's a desire to pedestalize Black folks, and some folks fall for it and operate in this way like, well, I'm Black and so I'm gonna make this decision, and they're weaponizing Blackness in this way to where some folks really don't see it like that. They see it as this Black person making a declarative and desiring something individualistic that is reasonable, unfortunately. And see, that's the thing too, like it's the ways that like when I say Black folks owe us nothing, what I mean is like the behavior that many Black folks will exhibit will be at times in lockstep with colonization. And this isn't me saying that like it's more me naming that like I don't believe anyone marginalized needs to be talked down to, needs to be shamed into changing behavior. Like, if anything, my thought process is when Tabitha was doing what she was doing, I'm like, let's uplift her website. Let's uplift the ways that she doesn't need to engage with Target. But instead of me focusing on that, I engaged with someone who was trying to advocate for her in a way that I felt like was, again, weaponizing Black identity in order to make it seem like this is reasonable, when really her platform is so big because people see her as uh having integrity. And I think about that aspect of it too, that like some folks will unfortunately fall for colonized behavior, in that they'll weaponize something that is not being seen as a weapon because of who's wielding it. And so again, the layers of being someone who is seen as a Black person to support, choosing to operate in a way that, again, undermines your base, undermines what the messages you've been promoting. And again, the ways that I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh, she owed us so much more. No, it's more that like we need to support her in a different way, like to show her like fuck Target. Like, and again, the ways that like that wasn't the main point. It was really like, taking a moment to be like, hey, this isn't good. But again, because she did it, people started fighting about whether or not she should have done it. And it was awkward because it's like, fuck. Like, we can say it wasn't the right thing to do and still support her where she can get the support without having to cut in Target. But again, are we there? No. Like, I feel like we keep on fighting about whether or not someone should do this thing or not. And again, the ways that it can be hard to say, hey, this wasn't the right way to do this, or not even this wasn't the right way. Like, hey, there's other ways. There's a better way to support you. But that's another layer to this, is like maybe Target already paid her, so she could not speak against Target. Or it felt like she couldn't. Listen, we could talk about Obama all day. Like, I think about the ways that like Obama and Trump was just so like OJ Simpson versus like Furman, like on some like let a Black man be in a position to where like people are, again, having to root against somebody white standing in for the state or standing in for the bad one. It's the way that Donald Trump is a hero to white people who are brainwashed by whiteness, brainwashed by the idea of culture around whiteness, like that whole psychological operation of thinking that like white is real, like thinking that like there is a white ancestor, that again, just the propaganda of whiteness, like, and the ways that at this point, whenever I hear about him, they're always saying, oh, this and oh, that. And it's just, again, it's the ways that we were supposed to see Obama as not a drone papa, as not a man who was lockstep with the state. But I also think about the ways that like, and this goes sound how I sound, but Barack being culturally not Black American, and this is not me trying to invoke FBA and being on some delineation tether shit. It's just me trying to name that like Obama had a different historical context, like personally, and the ways that like when you are not a Black American but you have Black ancestry or you have African ancestry, you can come into America and become seen as the poster child, the phenotype for the Black person, the harmed, the marginalized. And again, the ways that like him being lighter skinned, him having a name that was at times seen as Muslim, at times seen as African, it just reminded me of like just the limbo of being a mixed person and how anything could make someone think something about you. And the ways that like looking at him, I believed I was seeing a Black man, but the older I get, the more I realize like I was seeing a mixed person who was weaponizing Black identity. And again, the ways that like pulling back from my own self, the ways that like learning certain language put me in certain rooms, made people respect me in ways that I had never been. And again, the ways that I wasn't thinking at the time, I'm performing, I'm pretending to be Black. No, But the ways that in retrospect, the ways that I was weaponizing identity to posture, the ways that like people would want to pay me, would want to be treating me a certain way, the ways that people really wanted to hold me, the complete difference in treatment at this point, because I am acknowledging the ways that I am not a black person, but the ways that like being mixed and being held as black, and don't be able to use Queen's English interchangeably with AAVE. That right there, again, demonstrates a dance that someone learns to do in this place. And again, the ways that Barack Obama had moments where people saw him as a black man, and moments where people, referred to his African heritage, referred to him being American, referred to him to being an imperialist. Like, again, it's the ways that he wore so many hats, looked so many ways. And again, the ways that we see phenotypically this idea of whiteness. We look at Trump and we're like, that's the bad one. And it's like, no, like Donald Trump as a person, individual, absolutely a villain. But his phenotype is not what makes him this way. And it sucks because, again, I fear some people are not willing to go there. And bitch, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait because there's just moments where people really want it to be so easy to know who's going to harm you. And I hate that for all of us, because what I think it means is that there's a desire to know exactly when the harm, where it's at, always know. And I think about the ways that we're all traumatized. Like, I think about that aspect of this more than trying to say who's wrong, who's right. I think we're all collectively fucking traumatized. And I think about the ways that, you can see a white person, or ways when I was younger, I would bring white people around my mom and she would give me this look like, what the fuck? And the ways that, like, I know, like, based on how people treated me, I was wrong for having a white friend. And it was just bizarre because, again, I'm like, why? Do you think anyone ever said, hey, let's have a conversation about white supremacy? And even now, at this point, where it's like some of the people that have shown up for me the most have been black women and white people. There have been so many black women and so many random white people. And again, the ways that, like, I'm never trying to make it seem like, oh, I don't know. Like, it's not that. It's just more that, like, I can't know by looking at anyone who's going to mean me harm. I can, of course, have discernment. That's the word of the fucking year, ain't it? Last 2 years. But again, it's the ways that, like, I was going to bring up that conversation about that boy who I hate how we don't have all the details, but I want to say his name was Noah. And he was on a boat with some white people, and folks are operating like the issue is that his white family put him in white space, or his black family put him in white spaces. Like all the things people are bringing up, instead of, the people around you didn't keep you safe. That's the reality. You were not kept safe by these people. Like, they didn't care about what happened to you. You're you fell off the boat, and it was very much not. And again, the ways that the family is not trying to do too much, but again, the ways that I don't know. It's just, there's so many moments where, like, people want to look at somebody black and be like, you know what, who did something wrong here? You, by being in the room. And it's just so victim blaming. It's like, you would not tell a victim of rape that the problem was being in that room. You wouldn't do that. You would not say the issue. You wouldn't say, oh, you know why you got robbed? You was too close to the robber. You wouldn't say that. But again, it's the ways that, like, when black people are harmed, there's always so many people willing to say that the issue was that black person not knowing better than to be around white people. And that's the thing that sucks, is like, we live in an age where people really say it's your fault that if you get hurt by them at this point. And again, the infantilization of that, the ways that we must operate like white people are dangerous, and the ways that we have to also operate like what? Like people of color, like we're like again, I'm not trying to be on some anyone can be dangerous, but it's true. Like, but it feels dismissive. It does. Like, there's definitely moments where I have to hold. I've been bigoted towards white people, but also I've been harmed by them. So then I'd be like, is that bigotry? Again, there's moments where I'd be like, that's why I stay at my house, because there's moments where I get scared as fuck that, like, something could happen to me here, and there's a lot of white people. And then it's my fault, right? Like again, it's the ways that like we really are living in a time where it makes sense why you don't feel mentally well. It makes a lot of sense actually, but I'm grateful that I've been alive long enough to notice that the issue is colonized behavior. The issue isn't how anyone looks. And yet, and yet I'll be a fool to tell you that like how I look hasn't made some people come closer to me and think that I was going to behave a certain way. There are people who think that they can trust me because, you know, my partner has, you know, type 4 hair. Like there are definitely some black folk that see Dane and are like, he's not only white. You know what I mean? And I can see like the relaxing, but again, the ways that like some of us really don't we don't notice that like we really hold some people like they're going to be there. And thank you so much, CJ, I appreciate you, but we hold some people like they're going to be with us and they're not going to be with us. And again, like I said, there have been so many black women, so many black trans people who have been supportive of me. And just the same, there have been so many white folks that have showed up for me. And it's not just because they're white. And I'm sure some of these black women may have showed up for me because they felt bad for my ass. They were like, damn, you didn't realize how it is out here. Or, you know, maybe there were times where, again, I'm thinking I'm a black person, I'm being racialized, and I'm incorrectly assuming that this is what black women are going through, not holding that like even the confusion, even the moments, the ways that like there are so many black folks that have so many different experiences, and the ways that like some of us really do think all black folks understand X, Y, or Z. And even that's not the case. There are going to be black folks that grow up in a predominantly white space that have not experienced what they believe is overt anti-blackness. I've definitely had some deep dark skinned folk tell me that they don't know what the fuck colorism is and that they've never been treated poorly. They've never been treated in a colorist way. And again, the ways that like we don't want that to happen to you. So like when you tell me shit like that, I'm grateful that like you don't think that's happened, but I do wonder at times like, you know, I wonder like what folks are expecting sometimes. It's like those moments where people are being anti-black, when they're being colorist, when they're being ableist, they're being trans misogynist, like all those moments are actually really fucking terrifying. And also they may be a last moment for some folk. And so there's moments where it's like, if someone says they haven't experienced something, I'm not gonna push because fuck, hope you never do. You feel me? Of course. Like, again, it's the ways that I've had folks tell me that I shouldn't talk about being lighter skinned because or being privileged because I'm poor. Like somebody dead ass was like, you're homeless like all the time. And it's like, yeah, but you've never seen me on the street, have you? Someone always thought my ass was like safe enough to take in and put inside. Like I've never, bitch, I don't even drive and I've gotten cars. Like people have given me cars and I don't even have a fucking license. How many of y'all have gotten a car without a license? That doesn't happen. Again, I'm not flexing. This is me just trying to name that there are moments where people really do show up for me. And we can say people are blessed. And again, I be saying that shit, but again, there's moments where people say that they're blessed. And really, they're privileged. Really, they have access. Really, people see it for them. Really, people think like, if I do this for you, maybe it'll help you in a bigger way. Trans misogynist, trans misogynist, trans misogynist, trans misogynist, trans misogynist, trans misogynist. Trying. I feel like at this point in internet life, like I'm not gonna pretend like people don't still watch me and check for me. Like I still see like on my Facebook page it'll be like 46 views and it's like that's so funny. And like every now and then someone will pop up and be like, hey, I thought about you, and we'll have a nice little convo. Like I actually just chatted with somebody recently who I think let me cross my toe, let me cross my baby toe and my pointer toe or my ring toe. Because they're talking about starting a plus size crochet line. Can you imagine? Bitch, I'm tired. All the skinny girls got getting the crochet fashion. I've not seen like, bitch, that thick plush fabric. Like, bitch, I would love a crochet pair of shorts so bad. Like, I just want to put my coochie in some crochet. I just want someone to weave something for me, okay? Something big belly friendly with a little ruffle on the bottom. Low key, I would want it like black and yellow, bitch, on some bumblebee booty. And then I low key on some cosplay would want to get a little stinger. But I'ma chill. Bitch, it's not an easy word, but again, I'm grateful for all the words that have been developed, more context for information, for experiences. It's all important, but again, we're not we're not all living a collective reality, which I think is one of the most wildest things. Like the things that you and I need every day to survive, like we you could tell someone and it really won't register that that's like really how you're surviving. And so I just think in this time, be nice to yourself because there's going to be a lot of people not realizing that like you're doing this for survival. This isn't some fun, silly little shit. This isn't a game. You know, you're actually trying to take care of yourself, and this is one way you can do it. And I don't know, yo. I just think we're all looking at this shit from a completely different lens, and we need to listen to each other, but it's really hard. It's really fucking hard. I'm trying to think of like some hot topics that I can talk about because I feel like, again, existential crisis aside, I feel like mentally I'm doing mad well, which really sucks. Because I feel like when I'm doing well mentally, I'm like, ooh, let's have like a really deep thought about something unsettling. Because like we're not going through something so, like when I'm not, oh, let's have a deep dive today. It's like, bitch, not me feeling well enough to dig deep into the unwell reserves. That shit is crazy as fuck. Like, I'm like, bitch, now I'm regulated and that's what I want to do. Mm-mm-mm. How dare you? But yeah, no, my mental health has been bomb because I've been taking this one mushroom like hella hard, and I knew it was good for mental health, but when I first took it, it was like helping my body a lot. But this last one, and low key, I want to say like Shakti by itself, body, albino Shakti, mind, way more mental than physical. And like, I'm grateful, but the overwhelm, bitch. I'm just very, very, very overwhelmed right now because it feels like we're in year zero. It feels like we're in year one. It feels like we're starting over. It feels like things are happening that have not happened before. And I'm grateful. Well, maybe not have not happened before, but not in a long time. Like there's just completely new things people are talking about. Like, for instance, there are a lot of people that want to start villages, like so many. And it's becoming overwhelming, like how many people have turned like discords into like preparation for starting some sort of, and it's exciting, but it's also making me think of like that Nature Boy documentary that came out and about how, people be wanting to live together and spend time together and, be in community, but like in practice, I've talked about it before. I lived in this housing collective in New Orleans, one of the times I lived there. And there was a Craigslist ad that said, like, do you want to live anti-capitalist? Do you want to live outside of the idea that you need to pay a certain amount for rent? And it was, it seemed like a really great idea. But I think about the ways that romantic love, people's inability to be single, people's desire to be in charge of something. Like there were some beautiful moments. I feel like honestly, I'd rather just talk about that in the moment, just because like I'm really gonna go off the deep end when I really go there. But beautiful things that happened. And also if you ever go to New Orleans, like this might be helpful. There's something called a Kirtan feast. Kirtanfeast. There is a temple in New Orleans that does like something called Hare Krishna, which is kind of like a outdoor worship. I don't have all the information. I did not invest too much in it. To be super candid, to be the most honest, this was how we ate on Sunday nights. This was something that we made sure we got to because they had bread and food and it was free and it was also vegetarian. I believe it was also vegan. Don't quote me. I know it was vegetarian, but it might have also been vegan or there might have been vegan options. They were playing music. It was beautiful. At some point, Lady, I feel like, hmm. See, that's the thing. I feel like if you hit the socials, then I feel like if you hit the socials, then I give you like the outside line because I was like, if I tell you the outside line, it's no longer secure. You feel me? So that's my thought process. But you definitely can reach out. But as I was saying, like there was a thing called like Hare Krishna. It was a kirtan feast, and we would go there and we'd make sure we eat. But at some point, white people started leaving reviews. Keep in mind, this is a fucking temple, bitch. It's a temple where they're offering free food to anybody. And trust me, everybody would be there. And don't get me wrong, there were lots of people who were of color, who were absolutely belonging to the church, to the temple. But a lot of the people that showed up were people that were very clearly hungry, were very clearly lived outside. Like it was very much a feast for all. And so, like I said, at some point, white people started leaving reviews. So then they started selling plates. It was wild to notice because I remember going there from the beginning and I remember noticing the reviews and I was like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden I started noticing like they had a table to start selling shit, but they never sold anything. You could leave a donation if you wanted. But at some point it's like they literally started a restaurant, high key. Just because they started reviewing them bad. They were like, bitch, nah, we about to actually charge you and we're gonna get our reviews up. It's funny as hell. If you do your Googling, bitch, if you go back like to maybe 2017, 2016, 2015, you'll be able to see the reviews. But white people was getting mad about the flavors. It's like, bitch, it's a free meal on Sunday. And keep in mind, it was Indian food, free Indian food. And they was really like, I don't know. I'm like, girl, you didn't pay $1. And then you could get as much as you wanted. It wasn't even no limit. Bitch, the way we ate, the way we fucking ate, bitch. Like, it was such a beautiful, beautiful moment. I was so grateful. They would play music. You could sing. And keep in mind, it was outside, so it's COVID conscious. This is before COVID, obviously. But also, there was a place called the Gentleman's Club. I feel like I talked about this a little bit. It's basically a whole house, honestly, but nobody lives there. But you can do anything there. And so a lot of times, like, me and my friends would go and dress like real slutty and we would just see what's popping. And don't get me wrong, like if you look it up, it's very interesting. I'm not sure if they show many photos of it inside, but they got dungeons and shit. No, Hare Krishna is actually a celebration. I want to say that it's typically like every Sunday or one day a week where people gather together. And I want to say Hare Krishna is like the god of like everything, the god of love, the god of sharing and abundance. And so I could be wrong, but the spirit is chanting, some chant work, some uplifting of energy, moving the body, and then food, fellowship. It's honestly a church service, but it wasn't concerned with like telling you you're going to hell. It wasn't concerned with telling you that gay people are bad. It was very much a lot of music, energy, and then eating outside. And even the music was outside. Like it was an outdoor gathering for free on Sunday, and it was every Sunday. And like I said, it was Indian food, so it was free naan, bitch. Like, can you imagine getting free naan? All you can eat free naan. And like I said, it was Indian and it was vegetarian, so they had like curry, like lentil curry, samosas, bitch. Can you imagine getting a free samosa and you're a hater? That's crazy. I was sick reading them reviews. I'm like, not y'all gonna say that the flavor is lacking. It's like, bitch, they probably eased up on the salt. they probably were not trying to do too much. Like again, it tasted great, but again, I wasn't going into it like I paid. I think about that aspect. It's like it was a free meal and a fellowship offering. So I was in a different mind space. Like, bitch, if I went to go buy some Indian food, again, I wouldn't even compare it because it was very much an offering that was like, I don't know what's going to happen next to you. But right now, for the next like 3 to 4 hours, like you could eat here, sit here, drink as much water or juice. They had juice, like lemonade. And so it's like, it just felt like a spot. Like, again, the Hare Krishna celebration felt like a moment for the universe to just give you a reprieve from any stress, any trying time, any struggle. and it turned into a restaurant. Honestly, because of America. But like I was saying though, living in that house, I met this person named Haley, and they were fun as fuck. I met Jody. I miss them forever. Honestly, I heard that Jody's okay, y'all. Just PS on that. I heard Jody's okay. I actually heard Jody's back in New Orleans, which is really fucking exciting because I feel like the last time I saw them, they were taking the car that Spear had left us. Because I don't drive, I don't got no fucking license. So I was like, if you think you're going, if you think leaving New Orleans with this car is gonna be a good thing for you, like I wish you the best, but I'm gonna miss the fuck out of you. And we talked a little bit a few years ago, but I feel like I don't know. I don't want to speak too much on them. I just think that like at this point, I feel like we have mutuals that are still in New Orleans, and they definitely wanted me to know that like they're okay. But I think that they're on some other shit right now, which is totally fine. I have no bad blood with Jody. But I did want to update anybody who was worried because again, I was not sure if they were good for a while. Like I was really worried. I was looking and trying to find them, but I was also trying to consider that like, like that house that we were living in was like really mentally draining and it wasn't the best time for anyone. I also want to say there were so many like reimaginings of it. Like I want to say when I first got there, nobody really wanted to talk to me. Like it was awkward, but I was like, damn, like it's supposed to be anti-capitalist, but it just kind of felt like, damn, like I don't know. And I did expect for folks to want to like connect and chat, but it didn't really go that way. And then I also noticed the person who had like put it all together was like in a relationship and they were kind of sucked in. And I feel like when me and Jody first met, like I feel like Jody and that person who had the relationship, they were closer, but I think the relationship became a wedge. And I also think that there was a new person that came in and there was a white person that had been there. And there was just so many things happening. A lot of people, a lot of fire signs were there. A lot of Sagittarius energy and Leo energy was in the house. And there was also a person who was sleeping, I want to say outside. No, I'm wrong. I want to say they were sleeping like just in the floor, sleeping like in a closet. Like there was a person that just had a lot of trauma living in houses. And so they really didn't want to be like having to be in a room. So there were a lot of different types of energies in that house. And so like there were just so many strange conflicts from time to time. And I want to say at some point, like I want to say I left and I went to California and then I came back. But when I came back from Cali, I brought two people into the space. And like I feel like some people remember like Giselle and Quasi. Maybe not, but like I met these like two like Southeast Asian queer people who were Mask of Center in Cali. And this is when I dated this woman named Christian who had a boyfriend. And like I lived in the Bay for like 5 minutes. It was not a long time. But I went back to New Orleans with Quasi, with Giselle, and it was awkward because honestly, in retrospect, like that whole situation was insane. Like I just think about the ways that like moving into that space with two people who were making it seem like they were interested in that kind of arrangement and just how young we were. And this isn't me trying to use age to be like, oh well, but I just think like just the lack of like, and I hate that we need to like write things down and get contracts, but I just think about how we were all going on vibes and trying to like feel good together. But in retrospect, I think that I just wanted to, again, like get back to what had been a seed planted by that living arrangement. Like when you live with people who aren't moving like capitalists, when you're able to renegotiate labor or figure out how to pay less money for rent, because that was the interest for me. Like I want to say like the rent was like 125 a person, and like this was in like 2017, 2016, 2015. Like that is, I'm not sure what y'all were paying, but that was insane to me. And I wanted that badly. On top of it, who didn't want to live in New Orleans? Like, I feel like, again, like I wanted badly to travel, to be not in the North anymore. And in retrospect, I know I keep saying like I'm going to go to New Orleans, but I'm probably not. I'm going to be grateful you know, if I get to travel and visit there, but moving back, definitely not. Low key, I'm trying to be on some Wild Thornberry shit. And why the fuck I said that to this white man? And he was like, he's like, you want to be a redhead in Africa? And I literally just like sat there for a minute and was like, whoa, like we would like words. You can say something and it means something different. I was trying to say I'm trying to be in an RV. I was saying I was trying to have a mobile home. He was thinking I wanted to be Caucasian in Africa. I don't know what the fuck. He's a new trick, honestly. I love him. He's so fucking funny. Um, ooh, Chinese bitch. Capri Giselle with a J, yeah. And you know what's funny? Somebody was like, somebody asked me if I forgave Giselle, and it was just so funny because it's like my issue with Giselle and Quasi is that like they moved out on some slick ass shit and they used like this very wealthy black woman to do it. And it was really bizarre because it really felt like they were trying to make it seem like they were escaping some unreasonable house when really there were some interpersonal conflicts for sure. But I think about the ways that like I myself have dipped out on a spot and been like, I gotta get up out of here. This shit is unreasonable. And again, the ways that I wasn't considering what would happen to the other person. Um, Amanda, why not to what? Tell me more. Oh, why not move back to New Orleans? At this point, I'm aware that like even me getting to live there at all was a part of gentrification. There are so many black folks who are from NOLA who or even from Holly Grove are from all different parts of the city. There are people that I've met that I've become closer with that are in that area that are having an issue with housing. And so I don't want to just be down there trying to again figure out something. I love New Orleans. I think it's amazing. If you ever get a chance to visit, I do think it's worth it. If you ever want to know where to go, let me know. I'll tell you. But I haven't been there for a while, and I'm not gonna say it changes a lot, but the amount of times I went back, the amount of shit that was the same, but the amount of shit that did change, the city changes, and so I'm not sure what's happening at this point, but I remember the last time that I was living there for real, for real. Yeah, it was right before I went to Colorado because I haven't gone back since I left with Sydney. Yeah, no. Nope. And by that time I was living in like mid city. And so like I was in mid city in the end. Like at one point I was living in damn, that's crazy. I really can't remember the name. Oh, the ninth ward. I was in the ninth. I was in like the eighth and ninth ward, but more the eighth, and then sometimes the seventh. But again, it's the ways that I wasn't ever downtown. I was not in the city. That was not happening for me. And so again, it's the ways that I never was living anywhere other than where other black folk were living, where again the rent was something that was affordable to the folks that were there. But me personally, I couldn't afford to live there. Like I can't afford to live a lot of places. And so I have to hold space for the fact that whenever I go to New Orleans, like I'm definitely displacing somebody who again may really have access and now they don't. Um I don't know. I can't remember. I feel like Giselle definitely like made like I believe they made a Tumblr. I think they made a YouTube. They were trying to like basically fight for like why they moved out. And it was awkward because again, it wasn't like they were just living with me. It was me, a couple, fucking four other people. Like it was a lot of people in there. And again, it was the rent was like $125. So when they moved in, the rent was even cheaper. I want to say by the time it was them, I can't remember all the details because bitch has been a minute. But again, it's the ways that like they agreed to pay a certain amount because they'd be sharing a room. And again, the whole idea was like people aren't paying that much money to live in this place. And again, in retrospect, when I think about it, it was originally seen as a anti-capitalist response to housing. And I just think that the person that got it, I think about how like they're a Leo, no shade. And I think that they wanted to like create a safe house. Like at some point, like they started wanting to call it the Quilombo House, and wanting to make it, a refuge for like Black folks who are in the South. In ways, that sounds great, but that's not what it is right now. And that's not what the fuck you said it was when you set it up. And so again, there was a Leo who really wanted to be ambitious, and I'm not mad. But you really do have to reconsider like how we transition people out to space, what we do next. I'm tired of this idea that like it was called Giselle Speaks. It was. No, I definitely did make a response. And again, like I'm not bringing it up because I'm like so mad about it, but I still think that like when I left the Bay and went back to New Orleans to live in that same arrangement, like we all like were again agreeing to pay something, and then at some point, let's also like name this, there was like a toxic homosexual energy happening, and I feel like that's what annoyed me about everybody trying to act like this shit was normal. It's like y'all are using a very like wealthy Black girl's dorm room to hide out in, and like trying to like use her to escape paying some Black queer people that you're literally making having to pay. That's the thing about it, is like there were a lot of like majority of the house were Black queer people who were consenting to these non-Black folk moving in with me as well. And so it's the ways that of course I'm making videos. I'm the one with the most privilege to get the money back. Again, it's the ways that everybody looking at me like bitch. And so that's why in the end, all I could do was stomp on the bitch soda, stomp on the bitch sandwich, and lay on the bitch and be like, why didn't you pay your rent? Because she wasn't giving the money. She literally was sneaking back into town to get a sandwich because she lived like, bitch, the fact that I caught her on the block is crazy because she had moved downtown to live in somebody's dorm room. And that's another layer to this too. They were non-Black people running to Black folk who had access to capital to make it seem like there were some raggedy ratchet people in fucking the 8th ward trying to get them to pay their rent. Like that was the crux of it. But again, I feel like I wasn't explaining myself very well. I was also including myself in the Black folk. And so again, maybe if I would have said it this way, it would have went different. Who knows? But at the time, I was thinking like, damn, like you robbed us. Like I trusted you. We all trusted you to come into this house and live with us. So that was my energy. At the end of the day, laying on her and just being a fool in the street, like, was it worth it? Probably fucking not. But I know that bitch didn't get to eat her sandwich. I know that. I don't care how petty that shit sounds. But it's like I knew, like, I'm not getting this rent, am I? I'm not getting this rent. Someone just stole my bike. That's why I laid on her. Like, listen, people always talk about fat people laying on people, and that shit does damage. That bitch mouth was bloody as fuck. I was dead as hell. I was like, imagine a bitch laying on you and now your mouth bleeding. Like, that's funny as hell. Like, I'm sorry. There's just something so like, damn. Now that's a weapon. Not my gut is a weapon. That is crazy. But again, but it was fat on fat crime though. Like she wasn't skinny, bitch. Don't worry. Don't worry. It was an attempted murder, bitch, high key. I was laying on top of that bitch like an exercise ball, swear. Like, me and that bitch was bouncing off each other, bitch. And the thing that, to this day, I still die. This old-ass man rolled up on us and was like, baby, get off her. She's had enough. Meanwhile, bitch, and y'all know when I'm in New Orleans, I'm dressed period piece as fuck, bitch. I'm wearing like 2 wigs. I got 2 Afro wigs. I'm laying on top of the bitch. Like low key, I'm looking like the evil stepmother in Cinderella with Brandy, bitch. I got a big ass and I'm wearing like a petticoat, bitch. I'm laid on this bitch with my boots up. And this old man, like, baby, please get off her. Like, he's like, this is a murder happening. And I'm like, she's gonna be just fine. I was like, she's fine. He's like, please get off her, please. Like, he begging, he being so serious. He's like, please. And again, bitch, I got a coat with a cape coat on. It's fabric. You do not see the bitch no more. He literally, like, he's trying to help her because can't nobody see the bitch no more. He knows there's a bitch under me. I'm fabric and wigs on this bitch. And again, I'm laying comfortably. You know I'm not. I'm just like, and I'm in her ear like, didn't I tell you to go home? I'm just being an asshole at this point. Cause I'm just like, can you go to like in the back of my mind, I'm like, can you really go to jail for laying on the bitch? Like I could say I fell. You know what I mean? I'm goofy. So, anyways, I'm laying on her, like, didn't I tell you to go home? And again, before I laid on her, we had a stare down. Cause like I said, I had locked my bike to a pole that had nothing on top of it. I get to the fucking bike or to the pole, no bike. And I'm like, not somebody shimmied the bike up the pole and stole it. That's crazy. But I'm gonna be real, bitch. I was biking home and I got tired. And so I locked the bike up and then I think I like slept over somebody's house. It was a lot. So, anyways, bike stolen. I'm standing there like, I know my bike didn't get stolen. And I'm not about to see something. I know, because New Orleans is that kind of place. Like, you don't, like, bitch, trust me. Like, let the rain come. You be stuck somewhere. Rain stop out of nowhere, you see a bunch of fucking people that you again, or you get stuck with people that you never knew that you again you might never see again, but you got stuck. And again, it's a magical, whimsical ass place vibes. I can't lie. But anyways, so I see the bitch, and we just staring at each other for a long time. And here's the thing: she's coming out the po' boy spot. She got the sandwich. She holding the sandwich. She got a drink. She's pushing a bike. I wish I would have just took her bike, but low-key, she knew where I was living, so that might have not made no sense. And so I'm watching her with the bike and the sandwich and the drink, and I'm just staring at her. She's staring at me. We at some point are at the same place. And I'm like, how are you still here? I hadn't seen her in a minute either. And this is after they decided not to pay rent. They're living uptown, bitch, like nice. So the fact that she done biked all the way back to the 7th, 8th ward, bitch went to the po' boy spot near the house because that's where the good food is, bitch. And so I'm like, wow, like I'm literally bewildered. I'm like, you're still in town? Like, that's crazy. And again, I'm not a fighter. I'm a communicator. So I'm trying to get more information. I'm like, how are you here? And she's like, I live here. She was acting real like, bitch, this is my city now. And it's like, bitch, you skated on rent and then posted pictures of you in this black woman's dorm room acting like you was a refugee after you played people out of rent. Like, bitch, like, honestly, like, that was kind of crazy, but okay. And so I'm literally just looking at her like, and she just calm as fuck. Like, it just felt calm. And I was like, I don't want to be calm right now. I'm not a fighter. I barely fought. But I was like, I feel like I could do something in this moment. And so the first thing I did, actually, no, here's what really set me off. She had dropped her bike on my foot. And I literally was like, that's crazy. Like, she's not even scared of me. Like, I don't like that. And so when she went to go get the bike back up, I slapped the shit out the drink. Cause I'm like, in retrospect, like, I should have just took the bike, bitch, high key. But I'm just thinking about two fat bitches fighting over a bike. I just didn't want that optic. You feel me? I wanted the optic of me diving on the bitch. I wanted that. That's what I chose. And so, anyways, I slapped the drink. I was like, Dr. Pepper. It was hot. I'm looking at the bitch. She's mad. The sandwich on the ground. I'm stomping. She trying to fight. I just jump on her because I can't fight. Then the old man come out of nowhere, bitch, like me in a cartoon. He's just like, baby, get off her. I was like, she's fine. And he's like, for real, get off her. Like, you hurting her. Like, he really worried. And I'm like, she's good. And then at some point he was like, please. I was like, look, she's a coward. So she's going to try to kick me. And he was like, look, I'm going to get her. Bitch, I got up. She kicked the shit out of me. I said, what did I say? Like, bitch, it was so dumb. Like, I was so fucking mad. I was really mad she kicked me too. Because I'm like, bitch, now that I foreshadowed that, you didn't even help me. Like, this is why next time an old man intervenes, I'm going to be like, I don't trust you. I'm going to just be like, nah. I don't know if you're a spirit guide or what, but I don't trust it. Because last time I trusted y'all, I got kicked. But she kicked the shit out of me, bitch. And she was a short bitch, too. Short bitches kicks? Listen, if you're not a tall, you won't get it. But let a little bitch kick you, my God. The sharp sting, bitch. Like, whoa. Little people got sharp ass feet, bitch. swear her feet was sharp as fuck. I'm telling you, she kicked the shit out of me bad. And from there, she just started walking off. And it was crazy because as she's walking off with the bike, we both just looking at each other for a long time, just staring at each other, which is like, what in the, like, why are we doing this? I'm crying, bitch. Like, there's really nothing more to tell. Like, I trusted a bitch in Cali to be a roommate, two bitches, and they ended up homosexualing on the same woman. Like, high key. Like, this black woman took in two boys and let them stay with her. And it was annoying because, again, the way that they tried to tell the story, they tried to spin it. And I know they tried to tell, again, she was in college. And I think about that aspect of it. It's like when you're a college girl, you got a dorm room. I just think about how they was really giving like, oh, this house full of black radicals. And it's just like, girl, it was just really bizarre to watch in retrospect because it's like, child, I don't know. It was just a lot. There was a lot that happened in that house. Like I said, there were some good moments, but there were a lot of moments that were like, what the hell? What the fuck? I'm screaming. He did say that. He did. But that's the thing, too, is like after she kicked me, I'm like, why didn't you get her? He's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, girl, no, I'm sorry. That's crazy as fuck. Now I got to beef with an old man. Like, no. I'm never doing that again. I'm never choosing laying on a bitch because there was just too many variables. Because, bitch, I could have got hit by a car. That bitch could have had a shank. Like, low key, like, she was a they, them, bitch. Like, honestly, like, in retrospect, like, they were definitely, like, again, we were all AFAB, experimenting with gender. And I just think about the ways any of them could have had a knife, bitch. Could have had one of those wallets with the chain, bitch. Could have really got me. Bitch. And I think about that aspect of it too. Is like, it's the way that a lot of us in that household were performing as femme or non-binary femme. And the ways that it was two mask-of-center Southeast Asian folk who were just like, it is what it is. Like, we can do whatever the fuck we want. And again, for me, it's the ways that I brought them into the space, and then they found someone to rescue them from us. And it's like, how are we harming you? But again, I think about the ways that there was a third person, but I don't talk about them too much because I don't even know what the fuck I was seeing. Like, again, like there were so many people that lived in that space that I just don't even know how to talk about them and what was going on because I just avoided them. Like, I feel like when the house was going left, I just feel like I tried to just have a rich personal life, but living in spaces that are calling themselves like, you know, anti-capitalist or like a house for radicals, a house for people who want to live anti-capitalistically. Like, that's exciting. Like, I don't think I would react differently hearing about that, but I think I would do more to make sure that like what they're talking about is actually happening. Cause I just think that like it was a cute house for people that didn't have a lot of money. Like, that's what I think in the end. Like, it was a cute house for people who didn't have a lot of money. But I think that all of the freedom we thought, I think really did fuck us up a bit. Because again, we were really young. Like, I think 20s is actually much younger, especially if you're coming from an abusive household or a household that has not let you explore a much, like household that don't really talk to you that much. I just think a lot of us like were stunted, and I think we all thought together we could like figure it out. Together we could connect. Together we could do anything. And I don't think that we ever had a good set standard in terms of like mental health. Like, I just don't remember us like we had house meetings, don't get me wrong, but like we really needed more than that. And I wish that would be something, you know, if people were trying to create like housing for multiple people, like some kind of like mental health check, like some kind of, you know, way to get some feedback from someone that is older and maybe a little bit more connected. I don't think that like we should have been alone in that. And I think about all the times like when I was in institutions as like a foster child youth, and like how like we'd have meetings and we'd have group and we had to do so much that it was really overwhelming, like how much we had to do. And then being in that situation where there was really a lack of standards around what we had to do, it just makes me sad, like how efficiently the state was running my life as a child, and the ways that like when I get out here, the ways that like we need to be interdependent, but no one knows how. And I just think about that aspect of like living in New Orleans. Like every time I lived there, I was trying something different. Like I lived with these two women at some point. I lived in a squat at one point. I lived with a dude at one point who was fucking my best friend, bro. I feel like that's the thing that really blows me. I don't talk about it that much because I feel like when I was like living with Will, I don't know what the fuck. Like it was really crazy. Like I was dating this dude and we both worked at a pizza place. Like I don't know how many times I tell you about working at a pizza place. I don't think that I've ever shown any footage, which makes me super sad. But I was embarrassed about it. Like it was a shitty little job, but honestly, the stealing, whoa. I'm telling you, bitch, pizza place jobs are so cute for the steals because like bitch, you can do so much with pizza ingredients. Like you can do so much. But anyways, like I was dating this dude and actually, yeah, he worked at a bar. He worked at a bar and he rode a bike, and his name was Will, and I was obsessed with him. I don't know exactly all that happened with me and Will, but I know that like we bonded off having like white moms. Like I don't know how we got all into it, but he was like hooking up with this girl who I thought was like my best friend at one point while I lived in New Orleans. And when I found out they were dating, I like low-key went nuts because it was like I don't know if any of y'all have ever had this happen to you where like you're dating a man and it's not going well and you're telling a girl about it and she's like not giving you good advice, but it's almost like she loves to hear about this bad relationship. I don't know if anyone's ever had this happen, but I felt like I was trusting her with what was happening in this relationship. And the entire time she's like running to him and fucking on him. And like at moments I remember like her trying to like make it seem like, oh, I don't think he really likes you. And it was awkward because it's like I wish she would have just said like I'm fucking him, bitch. Like, but she was really trying to fuck with my shelves of steam and be like, I don't think he really likes you. And it's like, girl, you know he doesn't really like me. Don't do that. But he wasn't treating me good. Like in retrospect, she wasn't wrong. He did not like me. He was not treating me well. Like he would treat me well every now and then. It was weird, but in retrospect, Capricorn man. And listen, I done told y'all about that other Capricorn man, Jason, who done moved me into the apartment to get me to give some money on the rent. Between me and you, I feel like it was the same situation where like I was living in that house with a bunch of other queer people. And like I said, all of a sudden in my humble opinion, it really felt like folks were trying to weaponize Black identity to kick out certain folk, but also bring in other folk who, again, were not Black people. It was a very bizarre moment, but it really felt like there was a cleansing happening to the home that felt righteous. But at that moment, I was just kind of like, I don't believe in this. And I feel like in that moment, people tried to play with me. And in retrospect, I feel like I would do the same thing. I feel like, and I don't feel bad about this. I feel like if someone's living somewhere and you want them out, you must give them 30 days. You must give them 30. If you can't give them 30 days to get their shit, I personally feel like you're causing harm in the midst of trying to maybe correct the house energy. But if I'm being super honest with you, it felt like the person who put the space together was in a very abusive relationship and was trying to control who could talk about it, who could be a part of it. And it was really intricate in the ways that I saw it, because instead of all of us talking about how, we're in an abusive environment right now, you guys, instead it became who could I posture above that can't address me in a way about my relationship? It was very bizarre. But when all of that was going on, I'm literally like, I'm gonna just move out. Cause it's really giving that like y'all are coming up with reasons to push people out to space, and wanting to have a space that's all black folk is not a bad thing. But that's not what this space is right now. And so everyone's gonna have to transition. And I'm gonna be the first one to fucking leave, because it really felt like the energy was using darker skinned people to like be attack dogs to push people out to space. There was an energy of telling someone to tell this person to leave in this way that was really like just caustic. And again, I don't think there was anything wrong with wanting an all black space, but there's a way to transition people out to space, especially when it wasn't a situation where like anyone was causing harm. There was just a new desire for lack of non-black people. But in the midst of that, in the midst of desiring that, there was just a way of like just deciding that like we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And it's like, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't. And I don't feel any type of way about it. I think, again, when I look back to that place, I think about how in retrospect, I think a lot of us like noticed that like the Leo person who put it together really wanted to be, a revolutionary that was known, that had done something. And I think about how some folks get caught up wanting to prove that like they're a part of Black history by creating a refuge, a space. And again, the ways that like they became so radicalized that they believed in, again, pushing people out of a space in a particular way because they're not Black. And just, again, the ways that I started to just notice the ways that identity was starting to shift, and some people were getting swept up in it. Some folks really felt like certain things made sense, certain behavior made sense because this person wasn't Black. And it's like, again, I don't expect anyone to understand. I really don't. Because again, at the time, I felt incredible shame about not going along with everybody. And my solution was to just move out, because I didn't want to have conflict. I didn't want to even have confrontation. I just wanted to remove myself so that I didn't have to really say what I felt, which was, I really don't want to treat anyone like this. I don't want anyone to be displaced from their space. But folks were operating as if, I'm tired of this white person being around me. And so that's that. And it's like, word. But again, it's the ways we went from having house meetings. It's the ways that we went from having like trans and women's self-defense meetings. It's the ways that we moved as a collective until randomly folks decided, two people, that the house needed to become a refuge for Black queer people. And again, in that moment, there was a desire to tell people that they needed to just go outside. And one white person actually just went outside and started sleeping in a bush. And I was like, well, I didn't realize you didn't give a fuck about living in a home. Like that, it would have been cool to know that. But at the time, my thought process was, let's remove people with dignity. Like, if you don't want to live with white people, that's not a problem. But let's do it with some dignity. People didn't want to hear that. And I feel like, again, I don't feel any type of way about that. I'll feel the same way tomorrow. I know that some people will really think that there's a way to operate. There's a way to treat people because, again, there's a way to treat people because of their phenotype. There's a way to look at someone and know that they deserve this kind of behavior, this kind of treatment. And it's awkward because, again, I think about the ways that like we're living in mixed company. But I think about how at some point there was a desire to remove people who were, again, not necessarily fighting to stay, but there was just this knee jerk of, oh, we have to do it like this. And there was no opportunity to say, I don't think it has to happen like this, or I'm not sure why it has to happen like this. There was no conversation. And again, I know some people will not understand what it's like to live in a mixed setting and have folks decide that like the only people that can live here are Black people. And again, decide that what makes sense is to tell people to just get out the house. I want folks to just consider that like that kind of power in a space is terrifying, considering there was no hierarchy before. Like someone organized the space, and like I said, at some point started using a foreign Black person to be the one to like throw weight around and tell people that they weren't welcome. And again, at some point when I left, it almost felt like, okay, now we're gonna notice what this person did. This person leaving the space, that's violent. And it's like, it's violent for me to not want to be a part of removing people without any kind of, again, again, any kind of eviction process. Like, that was my energy. Give them a 30 so that they know where they're going. Again, if there's a desire for folks to want to live with only black people, please do that shit. But again, I really hated how folks tried to make it seem like, you know what's going to make this place better? Instead of, like, I don't know, the couple that's literally abusing each other. Like, I feel like that's the other layer to this, is like there was a couple fighting and abusing each other. And then then from there, it's like, instead of acknowledging that, it started to become, you know what would make this place safer? No white people. And it's like, And I just dipped out because I'm like, bitch, I don't even know how to untangle this. Like, I don't even have the brain cells for this. Like, the two people fighting are making it very unsafe. But again, if we notice that there's white people that have been here this entire time, but if we notice them, again, it's just the ways that, like, things have gone to where I've noticed that there are some people playing with race, like using it to, again, benefit and posture in a moment, not considering the after effects. And just, again, the ways that in the moment, I just feel like I'm one of those people that don't mind saying no first, but because of that, motherfuckers be mad at me and then randomly be understanding why the fuck I said no first. And then again, I just gotta be holding that. Like, I feel like that's where I'm at mentally. It's like, you know, if I don't fuck with it and people don't understand yet, I'm gonna just be nice to them, because maybe one day they'll be like, you know what? And then maybe we'll have a picnic. You know, maybe we'll have a little snack. Maybe we'll dance. Maybe we'll laugh. Like, who knows? But I don't need to be right. I don't need to be right. But I do want to have standards and stand up for myself and also not go along. And I think about how in that living situation, it's like, I think that was the first time I really had to hold that, like, yes, I see myself as a black person at that time, but no, I don't think that that means that people got to be homeless because I don't want to live with them anymore. Like, I was like, hold on a second. Like, it was the first time I was like, oh, wait a second. Like, okay, so now we're using black identity to operate as if that, like, displacement without any kind of conversation. And again, it's the way that I know for a fact the desire was to get some control over the house that was being attacked. And again, I just think about how I just think about when you're in an abusive relationship, you're with a man and y'all are not in a good place or shit. You don't even know what the fuck a good place is. And just how that could really just throw you. Like, I think the Leo person I'm talking about who's in an abusive relationship, I reached out to them to thank them recently because there was a moment where I thought I was gonna fucking die. And they really did some heroic ass shit. Like, honestly, in that moment, I was like, oh, Leo is real. It's like, oh, like, low key, it made me put some respect on Leo, because it's like, bitch, when I really needed them to act heroic or be the one that was a leader, they really did show up. But again, it's the ways that, like, in that moment, like, I learned so much. I learned so much. I learned that if I ever see a white bitch with a bunch of black men, I'm not going near her. I'm not fighting with her. I'm not arguing with her. Fuck that. Because it's the way I really thought, like, on some, like, 1+1, 2+2. I'm like, why would these black men harm me? Like, again, it's the way that race is such a fucking bizarre concept. Because it's the way that I thought some random black men on the corner were not going to harm me for their clearly friend. Like, I was so zoomed in what I thought was black identity or black behavior. And it's the ways that I almost lost my life overthinking that again, it's the ways that, like, it's the ways that a white person told me that they were scared of a white person. And they really should have said, this white person is actually very close to men who have guns. Like, they could have said that. They strategically chose to say, I don't feel safe if this white person's not around me. And I didn't notice that she was always on the block with these black men. I didn't think it mattered. Again, the ways that race will really have you fucked up. I'm really thinking, why would some black men shoot me for Becky? Meanwhile, she's not Becky to them. Like, she's her real name. She's Katie. Her real name was Katie. But again, thinking race is logical, I'm assuming like these black men on the corner are not coming to kill me and my friends. And the ways that like they literally like, bitch, in retrospect, I really feel like the only reason why nobody died for real was because there were some black folks that were in that house. Like, I really think that now. Like, I feel like they wanted to just show the gun, make people scared, like, but they weren't willing to kill anyone. But again, the ways that like they did all that for this white lady, like, it was crazy. But again, why did I think that they wouldn't do that? Like, why did I think that like that there was some, again, race is bizarre, but I really thought that. Here's the thing. I feel like, Capri, I don't know you like that, but I know you just started coming up in here, but you have a long memory, which means you've been here for a while, which is awesome. But with that being said, I feel like the trajectory of this conversation, we were talking about people being abusive in the household as a collective. It was an abusive household. So I'm gonna be real with you. I'm sure in the ways that like people saw me, I'm sure I probably was abusive too. I was constantly on the internet. I was constantly on YouTube in that household a lot. I was constantly like high as hell in my room, minding my business, getting some dick. I'm sure I wasn't a productive member of the society in that house, but I feel like again, I'm not trying to play with you. I'm just saying, like, I'm sure. I'm sure I was not regulated. I'm sure I wasn't doing anything very good in that space either. This is not me trying to make it seem like, oh, there was one bad guy. No, there was a lot of things going on in that house. But yeah, no, I think again, like, I'm the only one that had the privilege of having a social media. Like, most of the people that lived in that space, like, nobody knew who they were. So if you don't pay your rent, there's really nothing to say. Like, let's be real. If you don't pay your rent, there's really nothing to say. But you could say they were abusive. But again, it's the ways that like they popped up at a black woman's dorm room in like a nice part of town. And I just think about the optics of that. I think that there were a lot of people that saw them connecting with somebody black and was like, well, maybe they're still good people. And again, the ways I saw black men on the block with a white bitch, and I thought, there's no way they'll kill me over her. There's no way. And listen, here's the thing. We were young, but I think, again, like, when people don't pay their rent and move out randomly, when, again, there's an abusive couple dynamic, like, again, from what I'm saying, I'm not trying to say that, like, I don't understand why Giselle and Quasi left. Like, I feel like there was a lot of things happening there. But I feel like even in this moment, like, when I think about it, I'm like, I'm so zoomed in on them. That's why I told the story about the Leo person and their abusive partner. It's like there were layers to what was happening. But when they moved out, I'm like, y'all, like, let's strategize together at least. But like I said, they both homosexual on this black femme person, which I think, again, nobody noticed that. Like, people thought, like, I feel like that's another layer to this. People thought, oh, you're rescued by a darker skinned black woman in a nice part of town. You must be the right people. You must be the good ones. And it was like, they're abusing that girl. That girl's younger than them. Like, again, but no one saw it that way. People saw it as, oh, they're in a nice part of New Orleans with a black woman who is going to a nice college. They were actually taking advantage of someone quite young. But again, no one saw it that way. Because again, when we're talking about all that shit, and again, so it's easy to make it seem like, yeah, I'm the abuser. Bitch, I'm the storyteller. I'm sitting in the fucking house trying to fucking stay housed. Like, I'm high as hell. I'm definitely hoeing, thotting, and bopping. Like, I feel like that whole time I was in that house, I was just trying to have as much fun as possible. I was going swimming. I was going to the country club. I was going out. Like, I don't think by any means that, like, I was, like, a great roommate or anything like that. But I think that, again, when you run out on money, all you can do is say bitches is abusive. Like, you can't, again, because you're being financially abusive. You have to counter with something you think is going to be deeper or an excuse. And so with that being said, like, Quasi and Giselle both knew that Black woman thought they were interesting. They capitalized off that. There are so many of us in college bringing people into our dorm room, believing their story. I think that that's unfortunately what happened. Like, I think she really thought, especially with all the fanfare of the Tumblr shit, it was easy to make it seem like they were being persecuted. Meanwhile, they just got some more free rent. Like, I feel like that's the thing that's funny to me in the end. It's like, in the end, nothing happened to them. They got more free rent. They got more free rent. I'm sure they grew their hair out, you know? Here's the thing, Capri. I appreciate you for, again, bringing us back to a time when I was living with some people in New Orleans. Again, Capri, I love it. I love it because one day, one day, one day I feel it. I feel like we will have to, you already know, and you're going to make another account. Like, it's at this point where I'm like, okay, Capri. All right. Like I said, I love when people be here for a while because, like, then we have our little combos. But, babe, I swear, like, there's moments where I want to be really vulnerable, but then there's moments where I have to hold that, like, there's people that really, like, they have studied me. Like, they watch me so hard and they're mad about something. And they, again, if you look at some of these lives, some of these conversations, like, people just pick up so easily and they notice, like, people want to fight. And it's like, for what? Like, people want to bring up things that are straight. Like, for what? Like, we already talking about how abusive the whole situation was. You bringing up a Tumblr, like, okay, like, let's go. I just don't be understanding. But like I said, bringing up all that you're bringing up, like, can we move on at this point? My goodness. Like I said, Capri, at some point, we're going to have that moment where you got to go make your new account. Don't worry. Like I said, it be getting boring around here because people be watching me, they be stalking me. I love it, though, because people really do need promo. It's hard to get ads out here. It's okay. Listen. I know that y'all be getting bored every now and then, and y'all got to bring up some old shit. Or y'all want to fill in the blank. I already know. You don't have to be sure of anything because you've been here for a very long time. You've been here for almost 20 years, babe. Like I said, like, some of y'all, like, y'all don't leave. You just make a new account, you make a new storyline, and then go back to the old one. It's so obvious at this point. The pattern recognition. It's just like, dang, this should be blowing me. But like I said, it was an abusive situation overall. There was a cult of personality masquerading as some sort of Black political space. There were 2 South Asian people who didn't pay rent in a place being called the Quilombo House. Somebody had to be abusive. You feel me? Like, somebody had to get a Tumblr made about them because they had officially robbed the Quilombo House. Again, I'm trying to tell the story as easily as I can. People was trying to turn the house into a Black sanctuary. People was trying to defraud it. It was so much. There was a couple fighting. It was a lot. Again, Capri, it's going to get to a point one day. Just know that, okay? That's all I got. But I'm not trying to fight with you. Like, I don't have to try. Like, I feel like at this point I don't have to try. Like, I just feel like there's some of y'all that really think, like, certain conversations, it's just like, man, like, okay, we got it. We know you've been here for a long time. I know that. I know. My goodness. Like, I know my thread is slowing down. I know y'all want to rehash some stuff. I know. I'm so sorry. But yeah, the other non-Black people decided that I was the abuser because I was the only one that had the clout to actually talk about the story and have anything happen. Unfortunately, people decided that the optics of 2 light-skinned, mask of Center Southeast Asian people being removed from a household, seemingly, which they weren't removed, but again, they were asked to pay rent. They moved out, and then I'm the abuser because, again, y'all don't know nobody but Jody in the Quilombo House. You probably don't even have a photo of anybody else from that space, but that was on purpose. Like, I wasn't really trying to expose people up in there, and honestly, if I did, it would be a mess. But I feel like for the most part, I feel like I just try to again, be mindful of the fact that, like, there's going to be people that have seen the Lipstick Alley thread, still follow it, pop up from time to time. It's all good. Listen, Capri, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You don't got to be a stalker. But again, I just feel like trying to ask like why people are saying I'm abusive in a household when I'm literally explaining that people robbed a house. That's all I'm trying to name is like that's why because they stole money from black people that were visible on the internet. And what's worse is they were organized. But again, the ways that the house was going, the abusive relationship dynamic, the white people operating in the household, it just was a lot. So again, there's just a lot of people that like again they pop up with like little morsels of tea, but it's like again, if you listen to the story from the beginning, you even asked me to run back the story, so you didn't even get all the tea. So like I was saying though, but like people don't realize that like living with a bunch of people, as I was saying, this is even how the convo started. Living with a bunch of people at one time, it's not easy. It's not. And then let one person decide that they're running the house or they're building the house. Let them enlist a second in command. It just really became Animal Farm as fuck. Like just very much like these people are more equal. These people are more equal. Let's kick out these people. And it was just bizarre because again, like it was so obvious in retrospect that it was about colonized behavior. It's awkward because in retrospect, it's clear to see like it was colonized behavior. It wasn't anyone acting white, and it wasn't anyone behaving in a way that was like evil or demonic. Like people were. You're good. People were being colonized in the space. Um, listen. I'm personally not feeling any type of way, but in the moment when I was like reading what you were saying, being like, "Oh, why were they calling you abusive?" It just had me like, "Do you not hear what I'm saying?" Like it was a house that was like trying to be anti-capitalist. There were two outsiders who came in and then they became homosexuals on a young black femme who was going to a school downtown. Like there was a lot of layers to that story. And like you're like, oh, what about that Tumblr where they were calling you abusive? And it's like, yeah, because I'm the only person that like was as visible in the time, and I was the only person willing to talk about it. Because again, in the midst of it, you think anyone in that abusive relationship want to talk about it? And even as I said, the person in the abusive relationship saved my life, and I said thank you. And they literally were like, they were triggered by me thanking them. That's how conflicting it was living there, to where the person that saved my life from gun violence knows that like they owe me a fucking apology and also so much more conversation from that experience, but they couldn't handle it. And so they just were like, thanks, but I gotta get out of here. And so again, it's like, I know in retrospect, like I know y'all don't understand what it's like to not have a family, at least not all of you. And I know a lot of y'all don't know what it's like to be detailing your life and be sharing it because again, there's just been so many bizarre things that again so many other people have experienced, but they weren't fat, they weren't queer, they weren't in foster care. Like I share my story because like some of y'all don't have access to older people who are willing to be candid, but I also think about how because like some of y'all haven't maybe analyzed like girl hate, haven't analyzed like how patriarchy like will weaponize us against each other, will some of us even won't even hold space for a question being insensitive. You know what I mean? Like I think about that aspect. Like some of us won't consider that someone's being vulnerable, but like they still have some limit or some boundary on what they're talking about. And so again, like in the middle of me talking about all of this abuse unfolding, like you're asking me about, or you're bringing up like, oh, why did these abusive people say that you were abusive? Like it's just like, why do you think? It's just again, there's just moments where like people bring shit up, and it's like I'm not about to defend myself too much. It's like again, if you think I'm a demon, a bad person, I don't give a fuck. Like I have to be really comfortable with like my behavior because again, like some of you will never know what it's like to be again just displaced, have to figure out how to play somebody so you don't end up on the street, have to figure out how long this living situation gonna work. Some of y'all don't know what it's like to be me. And again, if some of y'all's grandmas could be honest, like if some of y'all great granny could talk, they would be telling you some stories that might have y'all a little bit fucked up. But again, it's the ways that some of y'all don't know what it's like to not have a family and not respect a lot of motherfuckers that was around you, that tried to raise you. And again, even getting caught up in a fucking space where people are talking about anti-capitalist house. How do you even get caught up living somewhere like that where there's no standards or boundaries, you know? Like, no, here's what I'm trying to say. It's like when you're asking those questions, I'm like, people are literally trying to avoid the reality of the situation, that like it's an abusive location in general. Like, it makes sense why Quasi and Lakin didn't want to live there, not pay the rent they owed. That didn't make sense. But again, the way that they were able to use a younger black woman to skirt looking fucked up, and the ways that people made a Tumblr in defense of them, insane. Like, again, in retrospect, I can't imagine. I could not imagine like someone just moving out and just going to hide like around, like go hide downtown. Like, that is wild. Like, I just feel like that would never happen to me again. But again, the ways that I trusted Quasi and Lakin to drive from the Bay to New Orleans, I just don't think people were thinking about how much trust went into like telling them about the space and even taking the drive there. We drove from the Bay to New Orleans to live in that space intentionally. That doesn't come up ever. That's never brought up. That's never brought up. But it's fine. Like, again, no, I'm not upset. I was just kind of like, look, like, I hear you bringing up Tumblr, and it's like, man, like, I think that's another layer to this too, is like, there are moments where I wish I just shut the fuck up about what was happening, because I feel like people really weaponize the fact that I'm willing to talk about things. But again, even like talking about things and feeling like I have to report from this perspective or another. What up, Minnie? Thanks. Minnie, thank you so much for saying that. Like, again, like, I just think about how like driving with them from like Cali, like I really thought like this was like a homecoming, and like of course I'm little as hell. Like, moving back to New Orleans was really goofy. I should not have done that. Like, in retrospect, I was really like just so disillusioned after breaking up with Christian, and just feeling like I need to go somewhere else, and like at some point like just realizing that, you know, they're like, they were a little younger than me, but they also weren't, we don't look alike. Like, they are being fetishized in New Orleans in a way that I didn't think about. And again, I think about how when we were driving from the Bay to New Orleans, I thought we were all people. In retrospect, I think they were looking to be brown pets. I didn't realize that. But I also think about the ways that like sometimes people run away with me. Like, I just think about how like I'm stray as fuck. Like, I don't have like a home. And so sometimes people attach themselves to me to get somewhere else. Like, it's happened before. And I think at some point, I think Quasi and Giselle both wanted to like just again get the fuck out of Cali, but also didn't know where the fuck to go. And I don't know where they are at this point, but I definitely was mad as fuck. And I'm still annoyed as fuck. But I think, again, I think about how like people really thought like, oh, you're a platform, you should suffer because these folks are trying to paint you as an abuser. And it's like, bitch, I have been homeless, like at this point, many times, or just going through housing inequality. And it's like the way that this shit counted against me when like I literally was the person that connected them to the house. And again, like that's the thing. That's why I'm trying not to be an asshole. Because it's like I really did fuck up by like thinking that I could trust them to live amongst people that they didn't know. And I didn't know them very well, but I was so trusting. And again, the ways that like I just, again, there's some people that won't bother, like if you talk about them online. But I think that like, I don't know. There's a part of me that does think it was Giselle that did the Giselle speak shit. Like, I don't think that it was a friend of Giselle. Like, I think it was Giselle who did what they did. But I also think about the ways that like I feel like when you call people out, people just want to like look back at like what you've done wrong, and it's like we can both have fucked up. Like, that doesn't change that y'all moved out on rent. Like, I just think about that aspect of it. It's like, have I moved out on rent? Absolutely. And I explained myself. I said the bitch took my job. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. Like, I don't care if I seem like a bad person. That's fine. That's totally fine. Like, I'm okay with that. I just think, again, like what you do in the moment, it's going to be reflecting, I think, what's already happened, hopefully, and what you think should happen in the future. I mean, I don't want to say I don't recognize myself, but I just think that, like, I think a lot of y'all don't know what it's like to try to do something different. Like, and I'm not saying that to be shitty. I'm saying, like, most of you didn't move into an anti capitalist housing, did you? Like, most of you didn't attempt to live outside of capitalism with a bunch of 20 something people. A lot of you probably didn't move to New Orleans randomly as fuck. Like, a lot of y'all probably didn't do the things I did. And I think about the ways that, like, sometimes like that's what I'm fighting against really is people that are still in the same fucking town and think I wanted to be passed around like a blunt all over the world. And it's like I didn't. I wasn't a traveling person. I come from poverty. But bitch, let me have a Torrid credit card and a little bit of a slick ass mouth because I have a narc mama. You would have really thought I was somebody fucking enemy for real. And I feel like that's what annoys me. It's like I feel like some people really like hate me because like I didn't know how to be me. I wanted to be liked. I had very few examples of fat bitches that were being that. And I leaned into what I thought would give me attention and care and support. And I just think about the ways now, like again, the ways that I can see so many people more clearly now, like people that are just, you know, they want some attention badly. And again, the ways that like, again, I don't know, like can I also like say something? I was like looking up Amanda Seales like on Lipstick Alley and I seen someone dead ass say that her latest, they said that they saw me. And I literally was like, whoa. And I'm gonna be real with you. At first, I was really annoyed about that shit. I'm gonna be so for real. I was like, not me looking up Amanda Seales and people comparing us. But then I had to hold that like we both are light-skinned people who have been extremely unlikable. So, and again, I'm not trying to be shitty. I think, to be honest, she's done a lot more than me. This is not me trying to compare ourselves. I'm not really trying to compare myself. I never did this. But what I'm trying to name is like we are both lighter skinned people who have been unlikable. And again, I'm trying to name that like when I seen that, it did fuck up my day. I'm gonna be real with you because the latest Amanda Seales tea was her like fighting for who that lady, the church lady. I'm blanking on her name. Fuck. It starts with a C. I'm blanking on it. Can someone help me? I mean, here's the thing. I'm sure I've said anti-black things. I'm not trying to posture above Amanda. I feel like what I'm trying to name though is that like I think I don't I try not to speak on Amanda unless like there's an event. Like I feel like I spoke on Jubilee, but I feel like again, Jules's video is one that I'm gonna keep on referencing because there's just moments where I just see us similar in terms of being unlikable and saying things that people just again don't want to hear, may not need to hear. And again, this is not me saying that she don't need to be talking. That's not where I'm going with this. But I'm just gonna name that like there's moments where things like pop up or people remember I exist, and it's just like fuck. But I'm gonna be so fucking for real. Like there's just moments where it's just hard to remember that I've been on the internet for a long time. And there's again, like I said, Capri, there's people that have been watching me for a while and then they be acting all cool in the chat. And then all of a sudden they start bringing up how I'm an abuser, how there's a Tumblr. And it's like, girl, like, come on, like, my God, like, I'm just like, please, like, I can't. Like, I'm just, again, it just makes me think of like when I got out the fucking hospital and somebody came in here with the name Super Candid. And it's like, dude, come on, like, please leave me alone. Like, I don't even do the same shit anymore. Like, I don't even post about the same stuff. I literally mind my business so much. And like, I just can't take it sometimes. People trying to pop up on me and try to remind me like, hey, remember? It's like, yeah, I remember when I tried to like be different. I tried to like be a human on the earth that had a different standard for living. I definitely did. And I got tricked by some people that were ambitious. You know, I think about that. Like people are ambitious around me. Yeah, Cheyenne Bryant. And that's the thing too. Like I'm not gonna even talk about Cheyenne too much. I don't care about Cheyenne. I think she's strange. But I also think that again, like her like defending Cheyenne, like someone dead ass said that they saw me. And it's like, damn. And again, I want to hold that like in that moment, I feel like obviously Amanda defending Cheyenne was insane. But I think about the ways that like when I'm speaking on Amanda and Cheyenne, I'm trying to also consider that we're all three of us like non-black women who are in certain areas of social media, and we've absolutely been able to build community, hold court in a particular way. And again, the ways that people at some point are again thinking we're attractive, thinking that we're funny, thinking that we're talented, and like that is a vehicle for Politico. And so again, the ways that like when I came on the scene, was I talking about blackness? No. But again, the ways that like people were constantly asking me questions, constantly engaging me around Black Politico, even the ways that like when I started to gain more language, the ways that people thought I was important to add to all different types of podcasts and conversations, and the ways that again, I'm still struggling to learn how to communicate correctly in terms of like talking to people without again just the autism and ADHD of it all, like the trying to keep a volley going, and like even the ways that like I remember there was a moment, and this is gonna sound so crazy, but I'm gonna bring it up. I was at a party and I thought I was making people laugh. I thought I was being really funny, and I overheard someone being like, "This isn't YouTube," and I was like, I literally just like went into a shell. But again, in the moment, I'm thinking that we're all talking, having a good time, but like people are literally like knowing that I have a YouTube channel in real life. And so I can't be silly and have fun at a party. Like, bitch, I'm telling you, like, again, there have been moments online that have been so bizarre, but in real life, like the ways that like people have again tried to like make me feel like shit or like I'm not fun or just something strange. No, you should. Bro, overboard. I'm glad you shared with us. I hope you do that. Like I'm like, and I'm so conflicted because it's like on one hand it's like I want to buy them, but on the other hand it's like I hope it doesn't become it doesn't become a hustle. I hope it becomes a hobby. But again, it's the ways that friend like thank you for again thank you for switching up the vibes here because I'm not trying to stay on it. I know I was triggered as fuck talking to Capri. Capri again. There have been moments where people just pop out on me, and next thing I know, we're talking about 2005, we're talking about 2011. You never know, Capri. And so that's why I was like, if this is a moment, I'm just like, I was just kind of be like, damn, like, again, I definitely was hostile in the moment. I don't want to shy away from that reality, but in the moment when everything was coming out, I was just like, whoa, like, I don't know what. I'm crying. Mm. Yeah, but you know what though? Maybe the gemstones can be inside of beads. Maybe it could be a beaded gemstone, you know? But just to finish out my part about Capri, I just think that like again, like there have been moments where I'm just sitting here talking about something and then all of a sudden somebody starts trying to spray me and like I dead ass thought that's what was happening. So I was just trying to be like, look, like if you're somebody that don't like me that's coming back to be up in here and be mean, like please, like you're good, you're good. I appreciate you. Listen, very bad neighbor. I appreciate you for saying that. But again, there are definitely times where I'm talking a lot and I'm dominating and like it's a party. Like I feel like at the time I was embarrassed and I was like, ooh. But I also had to sit with the reality that there's times where I'm trying to filibuster. It's like, bitch, motherfuckers is drinking and chilling. Like I really have to remind myself, like, it's not open mic night. Like, let motherfuckers talk. Like, fuck. It happens. Like I'm definitely not trying to shit on myself. No, I definitely know I threw you off, and I'm sorry about that, truly, genuinely. But I just wanted to explain myself. Like it's not you. It was definitely me. Listen, I'm not about to shame them because I think about how I can absolutely dominate a conversation, and like there's many moments where I have to remind myself, like, yo, stop talking. Like, take a moment, take a beat, but it does happen. So again, I'm never trying to make it seem like I'm, you know, no, like, no, bitch, I could talk a lot. I talk a lot. Um, damn. I'm like blanking on where my Mars is. My Mars is in Sagittarius. I want to say my Mars is in the fourth house. You're good. You're good. You're good. Listen, like I feel like as I was saying though, like that household was abusive as fuck. Like we all were trying to perform some anti-capitalist life, and in retrospect, we didn't know what we were doing. And I think we all just wanted to be adults that weren't like adults that we had seen. Like that's why I said what I said about how many of y'all had like moved to a new city, a place you've never lived before, to live with a bunch of people trying to live anti-capitalistically. Like it sounds good in theory, but even now, like I don't even know where the fuck to start. Like, cause again, like it's the ways that like I try not to eat McDonald's, but every now and then, bitch. And again, it's the ways that like McDonald's is for people that ride the bus. It's for people that don't have a lot of money. Even though it's not as affordable as it used to be. Like there's a reason why people eat McDonald's, but again, it's the way that people will shame people for eating McDonald's, especially when they could eat other things. But at this point in economy, it's the ways that like people are hungry, period. And it almost feels like eat whatever you can, get whatever you can. It just feels like there's so many ways to look at the world and to look at someone's behavior and to decide that they could do something else. And again, the ways that we were all in our 20s trying to figure out how to do something we did not know how to do. And I think it sounded good to say. Like it sounded really good to say. And I think again, that's why it escalated into being a cult of personality at some point. I hate to say that, but it started to become a cult of personality. It started to become, you know, a space where there was abuse unfolding, but everyone was so much more focused on the radical acts happening. And it was just kind of like, damn, it felt like we could only do one or the other. Like it felt like we either had to ignore the abuse unfolding or we needed to leave. And that's why I left, because it felt like there's so much abuse unfolding here and nobody wants to really talk about it. And I'm a talker. So a lot of times, like motherfuckers get me the fuck out the spot because I'm willing to talk about it. I'm willing to talk about what the fuck's going on. And but also, I'm on YouTube. I'm on Tumblr. Like I'm in my 20s. Like I'm literally like again, it's the ways that I don't think everything was. I just wish that like we had better ways of communicating with each other in general, because it's the ways that it feels like you gotta go online to call some shit out at a certain point. It feels like there's no way to just talk about this internally with each other. And again, and that's why I'm even bringing this up, because everybody want to start a village, want to live with each other, but when you're actually on the ground, it's not like a sleepover. Like there are times where people are sick. There are times where people are mentally unwell and need some support. And we just never had the kind of conversations you need when you're trying to facilitate a space like that. And I just think about how, in retrospect, it was a flop. It was a flop. It was a spot you could go to flop. And a flop and a squat are cousins. A squat just means ain't nobody paying to be there. A flop, you could pay to live at a flop, but you're usually not paying anybody that lives there. A squat means you're not paying anyone. No one's paying to live there, meaning the standards are much lower, because at a squat, since no one pays to live there, anyone can be there if they know about it, which means if someone tells someone about the squat who's unsafe, it could turn into a flop, which means people have to start paying, but there's more standards than a squat because there's money involved now. But people will have to learn shit like this, because I didn't realize that I was in flops and squats and shit. I didn't realize that. Like, motherfuckers don't tell you. Motherfuckers don't even tell you that you're paying the whole rent. Like, that's another thing with the people renting rooms these days. I worry about y'all, because I was paying a bitch rent before. Like, a bitch tricked me into paying her rent. And again, the ways that I would have never known. But I just, again, I'm thinking about that aspect of things that, like, who the fuck tells you about squats and flops and shit? Nobody. Like, you end up living somewhere and, oh, nobody got to pay rent? Cool. The bank got it. Somebody comes. Now everybody got to move out end of the month. It's just, again, it's the ways that, like, those things can be weaponized. Somebody could get you to pay rent and they don't even own it. Like, just, again, the ways that people don't think about housing in America and how it really goes for some of us. And then even now, like, I'm not on the rent here. Like, Dane pays the rent. He's on the lease here. That was something that he knew he would have to do. However, at this point, we are aware that we have way too much room and we're paying way too much money. So we're definitely going to downsize, but we're locked into this for another year. And there was a moment where we were thinking about trying to rent one of the rooms out, but one bathroom, two people, already fucking crazy, bitch. But I just want to be candid, bitch. I don't know how anyone's doing it. I don't know how I'm doing it, bitch. Like, honestly, like, I know some people judge me because a man be loving me and paying the rent. I get you. I hear you. I get it. Yeah. Listen, it's not like I'm living here for free, bitch. That's all I got. I feel like I don't pay the rent, but I pay a lot of other things. Like, and I'm not trying to defend myself, but I do want to name that there are going to be some femmes that can get into an arrangement like this. This does not mean that, like, this is the safest arrangement. And it also doesn't mean that it's one where you shouldn't be strategically thinking. As I said, I'm trying to get 16 boyfriends this year, and it's for a reason, bitch. I got a man on the rent. I need somebody on the phone. I need to get these iPhones fixed from when that man smashed them. Listen, there's stuff on there, but I want to sell them at this point. Like, I feel like if I get them fixed, I could maybe sell them for a little bit of some liquid cash. I got some ideas, bitch. I'm not the smartest cookie, but that don't matter, bitch. I'm strategic. And I'm nosy as fuck. But like I said, I don't think I'm better than anybody because a man paid the rent. I don't think that. But I think about how, again, we live in a society where people will shame people for, like, being in certain arrangements. Do I think I'm in the safest arrangement? No, I do not. I think I could be in a safer arrangement. I think that I could have much more written things. I've definitely thought about it, but I think at this point, I'm mostly worried about my mental health. Like, I'm not worried about being homeless right now. I'm worried about my mental health and how scary it is to, like, just be living with someone and not be good mentally. Like, Dane has really held me down through, like, just, again, so much motherfucking mental stress. And I've told y'all before, like, I cried to him one time in the bathroom and was like, I feel like a loser. I can't even get a fucking job. Like, I don't have an ID. And he heard my mom cussing me out one day. Like, he's been there, like, hearing my family be mad evil to me. And he's been so loving. And I'm so grateful. But at the same time, I would never, ever, ever tell anyone to live with a man. I would never be that elder. I feel like if you live with a man and it's working out, I love that for you. But I think that after all these times of being a living girlfriend, being, you know, living off of a man's labor, I think that, again, as I said, I'm trying to let people know how I do sex work. I'm a hoe, because maybe then it'll seem different when I talk about this shit. Because, again, some people, like, they are living with a man. They are living off of him. And they're making it seem like that shit is equal in some way. It's not. And that's okay. I think that it's okay for things to not always be equal. In that, as a non-man, you're going to, at times, encounter situations like this. I am never saying you should do that. I know that there was a younger femme who shamed me, and I was annoyed with her, but to be honest with you, I should have been proud of her. I really wish I could have that moment back, just so I could tell her, you know, you're right. But I feel like in the moment, I also wish what I would have said is, it's not that I don't want to have my own. It's that I believe in interdependence. And so, yeah, a man gonna pay the rent sometime. A man gonna buy some food sometime. A man gonna do a couple things. But am I ever gonna operate like, this is the only man I have? No. Am I ever gonna operate like things can't change? He can't play me? No. Am I going to tell younger femmes to do the things that I do? No. I'm going to say, if you are doing them, here's some tricks, here's some tips, here's some guidance. But I'm not gonna be like, this is what you should do. I have the best idea. I don't. I don't have the best idea. And I think again, the older you get, the more people be wanting to seem like they're doing the right thing. I don't think I'm doing the right thing. I think I'm doing the right thing for me. I think after that man tried to kill me, my thought process was I need to get security. That's me. Brett, okay. But once that man had tried to kill me, I'm like, bitch, I gotta fucking find somebody that looks scary as fuck. And I feel like Dan cute to me, but he looked like I hate my mom. Like he looked punk rock. Like he looked like he'll just with a rock. And I live for that because you need someone on a team that look like they'll just go berserk. I needed security. But again, did I expect for him to like me? For real? No. Hell no. But bitch, you know how many motherfuckers they ain't seeing some shit. That's all I'm gonna say. I did not expect for me to like his ass. I did not expect that. I really thought like he was gonna just sit in my house and smoke some weed and scare motherfuckers. That's what I thought. That's what I wanted. At some point, again, I'm gonna say that I was obsessed with him for a little bit. Now it's like I see that I gotta back up off him a little bit because I feel like I'm too turn around and die for real. But it's like I feel like I'm just too caught up right now. Like I love the fuck out of him, but I also gotta get my own business, bitch. Like I'm literally like so stressed that I'd be like, bitch, if he died, what you gonna do? Like that's where I'm at right now. I'm like, bitch, like if something happened to him, what would you do next? Would you like? And it's like, bitch, shut up. But that's how fucked up I am right now. I'm just like, bitch, you gotta get something going on because you really relying on him for a lot, and it's not feeling comfortable. Because again, I know he can't do it all. Like he doing a lot. I know he can't do it all, bitch. But again, it's the ways that I met up with a trick last night. I didn't expect to spend the night with the trick, but I did, and I'm gonna be real. Like this dude is really goofy, but he got a Scorpio stellium, bitch. Cancer sun. I'm gonna be real. He cute as fuck. I actually really like him. Like, he's fun. He's one of those dudes that like don't think too deep. And I like that. Like I really like some of them, bitch, some of these men, they be cute and then they be thinking deep and they be like, fuck dog, the session be hella fucking it's too much. This man, it is. Right. Exactly. Ultra, just thank you for being here. Listen, I just appreciate people for hearing me out. You say your main scary. You're funny as hell, Brett. Thank you so much. But like that's the thing too. It's like I feel like I don't really date for looks, not to call nobody ugly, but I date for energy. Like, what are you bringing into my life? Like, what is this about to like? What are we about to be enjoying together? And again, I'm broke, so it do matter. Like, who's and so again, someone asked me if I'm with Dame for the money. I'm not trying to play him. He's he's taking care of himself very well. And he does take care of me as well. But does he take care of me by himself? Absolutely not. And again, I'm talking about it more because who knows? Maybe somebody out there will have a couple sugar daddies and it'll be a blessing. I was thinking about how like there have been men that have put money in my life that absolutely did change my day, change my week. Uh, Obviously not enough, bitch. Obviously not enough. But with that being said, I think about how a lot of the kinks I'm invested in, like, it's not just about money. Like, I think about how a lot of the kinks I'm involved in are ones that keep things in my life that keep me alive. Like, I think about again how many meals like men have really given me over the years, and again, the ways that it's just wild. Like, there are men who are like all they think about is being providers. like that's the kink that I'm involved in. Like I'm in a kink where there are men that want to make sure like you have your needs met, and it fucks me up that that could be a kink and not a standard. But that's what I'm in it for. Like the dude I cooked it with, he was the oh my god. I'm not dated many dudes who are fat and got skinny, but bitch, his body is so soft. Like my god. And it's funny because I be telling Dane my business, and he was like, "Well, he's like he was a fat dude that got skinny. That's probably why he's acting like this. Because he's just very desperate. Like it makes me sad because he's really cute and he's really nice, but I could just tell like the loneliness. Like he literally was like begging me to come over and do a puzzle with him. I was like, my goodness. Like again, he's a cute dude, but I just again like we ended up going swimming together. I feel like I brought this up before. We ended up going swimming. He brought some Ciroc. I messed with my neighbors. They were cute as fuck. My neighbors had some of the peach Ciroc. Dane had some of the peach Ciroc. It was really cute. Dane got fucked up off that peach Ciroc. It was so adorable. Yeah, no, he's obsessed with puzzles. He's obsessed with video games. Like, he's not a bad looking dude, but again, you can tell that like he just doesn't think he's that. But I also get a vibe like he's scared of being like a scary man, and so like I just get a vibe like he wants like a femme-led relationship. Like that's another thing too. Like men be tricking but still be wanting to date. Like that's another layer to sex work. Is like a man will give you money and still be like, do you maybe want to be my girlfriend? And it's like, why would I be your girlfriend? Like you're giving me money right now. And you're not bothering me too much. Why would I be more invested? But again, with this one, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm getting invested because first of all, he got a very cute back porch. Second of all, there's a cat, like three of them that are nice, and they came up to me and they trusted me, so that already told me I was in a good place. Um, no, that's the thing too. Like the like there are men that want to give you money and want to like also steal your time because that's what it's about. Like I hate to tell y'all this, but like there are men that like they like a woman talking to them is like a confirmation that they are worthy. Like I think about like how like when I was younger, like me and my friends would get dressed up on Fridays to go to the mall and just look pretty. And I think about how some men never get out of that. And like I think about how some men like go on dating apps, go outside and hope that there's a woman that makes them feel like if that makes sense. Like I think about again putting on makeup and going out just to be seen, hoping that someone would like me. And I just think about how so many men I talk to, like it's clear, like when you swipe on them, they're like, oh, someone likes me. Like I don't know if y'all noticed that, like so many men treating like you swiping on them like you like me. Like that's what it means. Like a guy was like, "Oh, what made you swipe?" I was like, "I just be swiping." And he's like, "Thank you for being honest." And it's like y'all don't be swiping, because sometimes like every now and then, like yo, but you ever swipe and you didn't mean to? That shit is awkward as fuck. I swiped on a couple people quick, and I was like, "Damn, I wish I didn't do that. I really wish I didn't do that shit." No, not his cats. He doesn't have no cats. Like honestly, he's like fixing this house up and it's really cozy. Like his spot is really cute and he has a big ass TV, bitch, like low key streaming in there. But low key, I feel like when we were together, I think he's just very lonely. But his house cute, but just lonely. I don't know. Like we went swimming. It was a chill time. He was really respectful, but then at some point he tried to give me a hug in the pool, and I just started laughing because it's like it's just very clear. Like he's scared as fuck to like be imposing, but he still don't realize like you can ask to give someone a hug. Like there were just moments where I had to be like, bro, like and so it's just moments like that that have me just sitting with like, is he a safe person to be around? Probably fucking not, to be honest with you. But I also think about the ways that like I like the fact that in this connection, he's been seemingly interested in all the ways I respond. Because there's moments where I'll be like, fuck you. Like, there's moments where I'll be like, you wish. Like, he was like, literally, like, he's like, can I have a kiss? I was like, you wish. And then he started laughing. He's like, I do. And I was like, oh, well. And then, like, so I feel like so far the dynamic is hilarious. And I love it like that. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I also made him make me come like twice and it was great, but then he tried to come and I was like, nah. And so I will be real with you. We had a little bit of fun so far. He sent me some money and also like in real life, like he's seemingly like down to be like a chauffeur. I think he's gonna take me to this beach party. If anyone's in Detroit, there's a beach party happening then. If anyone cares, it's a queer beach party called They Beach. But if anybody wanted to ride in from Ann Arbor, let me know. I got you. Um, oh, absolutely no. Like these men be really wanting like to feel like, a boyfriend. And I think about that. I think about how many of us wanted to be a girlfriend for so long and how like people are saying being a girlfriend is then embarrassing, having a boyfriend is embarrassing. And I think about how many men, especially like since COVID, like again, I just think like post COVID, like housing and also like just sickness, like I just think about how much more people were like, I don't know if it's worth it to meet up with you. But at this point, I'm gonna be real with you. Like my situation financially is like many people's, I'm sure. Like trying to buy groceries is hilarious. Trying to stay fed is hilarious. Like low key, one of my clients, again, like I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. But one of my clients have been telling me, I can't really afford to shop with you. And I'm like, bitch, I can't even afford to throw you nothing because I'm literally down to my last. Like, I'm literally buying the memory of weed at this point. Like, I'm buying, all types. I'm buying shit that motherfuckers cook with. You feel me? I'm buying cooking weed. You feel me? Like, it's like I'm drinking cooking wine, baby. So that's why I'm like, I wish I could do something for you. And so I'm just hella grateful that we were able to work together. But whew, I'm just sitting with the ways that like so many femmes are bartering with each other. Like it's the way motherfuckers have shared food stamps with me. It's the way people have shared like they got like a disability debit card and was able to barter with me with that. Like I'm just hella grateful for all the ways that people consider me. But getting emergency EBT from someone who didn't even know I was going through food inequality, like I've literally been just again having ADHD, also being an addict. Like it's sometimes I just want to eat candy. Like that's just that on that. Like sometimes I just want a soda and a Taco Bell. Sometimes I cannot possibly make tuna fish salad again. I know some people won't understand. That's fine. But again, I try to eat canned goods. I try to eat fresh stuff. I try, but I definitely have like moments where I need a bag of baby carrots and some Brianna's dressing, or I need, oh shit, got a couple packs of bacon to make a couple things, pulled pork, breakfast sandwiches, like got a big box of Bisquick, but again, all the labor to go into cooking and then you cook like bitch, I literally made breakfast yesterday and I didn't eat none of it. I literally toasted bagels, made bacon, and almost made an egg, and then was like, bitch, I'm not even hungry. And that again, the way is that like you be hungry for very specific shit. And again, being neurodivergent, being hungry versus specific shit, people don't want to hear about that. They don't. And or also the ways that like food is dopamine, right? And so sometimes we're literally wanting dopamine for dinner. We don't want to eat this food. What up, Max? I feel like most of my clients don't want me to be mean. They want me to be very nice to them. Like a lot of my clients like are paying for me to be sweet, are paying for me to be uh sexual desiring, like they're paying for girlfriend experience mostly. Which is why like in real life, like meeting up with tricks, like they like I said, this man wanted to like watch movies with me. He like big He literally paid me to hang out with him, and all he wanted to do was treat me like a girlfriend. And it was just really hilarious because, like, the whole time we're together, I'm like, I'm hungry, and he's like, whatever you want. Like, let's go on the app. Like, what? Like, I told him, I was like, let's like write down some things we want to watch on the TV. I wrote down like 8 things. He's like, let's just like watch something that you want to watch. And I'm like, okay. Then he starts giving me a crazy massage. Then he starts getting into my weave. And bitch, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a minute since a white man has touched my hair. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. It's been a minute since I've let anyone really touch my shit. And so he was like all in my scalp, giving me scratches and massages and shit. I was like, whoa, he is unafraid. He is unafraid of yucky. Like, bitch, the fact that he was in this shit, I was like, wow. Like, you know, because I went swimming yesterday, bitch. So I know my head smelled like a little ammonia. You know what I mean? I did not shower either, bitch. I'm a dirty bitch. I know. Don't worry. But yeah, no, I was in the fucking pool yesterday. It was hot yesterday. I drank some rock yesterday. You do the math, bitch. I was smelling like Fruitopia. Gushers, weed, many things, bitch. He did not give one fuck. Also, the way that he lives in his house, like, it just reminds me of being in Boston. Like, his house is just so Asian inspired. Like, I just feel like you ever just go to white people's houses and notice that they love Asian people. Anyways, I'm gonna move on. But the whole time I was in there, I was like, wow. Like, I'm sorry, just it's so fascinating sometimes when you go in people's house and you just notice like there's an entire culture's artifacts and memorabilia in here, and it's like, whoa. I wonder what that means. It's like, is it like a museum? Are you trying to like do like obviously you appreciate it. I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, is it a conversation? It was beautiful. I really liked it. I like how it's set up and everything. But I just always have moments where I'm like, what are you trying to tell me? You said traveler. But see, it doesn't seem like It wasn't giving like traveler, it was giving like Pier 1. It was giving like well crafted to make you think like worldly. But like, and like here's the thing. I feel like I'm not trying to be shitty when I say this, but he's like literally like never like left. Like he said he's gone to like 2 beaches in his life. Like he's like from Michigan. And so I'm just like, whoa. I just think like he really wants to evoke an energy. Like he's very like crunchy, very like he has like those shoes that look like feet. Do you know what I mean? Like I just feel like he's very athletical too. And that's another thing too. And he told me that he used to be like 300 pounds and he's definitely under 2. And it's the ways that like I like it's just again, I think he just wanted to like rub on a fat bitch. Like honestly, like that's mostly what we did. Like he was giving me crazy massages and then he was just like squeezing on my belly. And I was like, wow, but you don't got a belly no more. I wonder if he misses his belly and titties. And that's what that was for him. I was his titty. I was his belly. You never know. You really never know, bitch. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, there's this one dude, he likes for me to call him Mouse. He wants me to call him Little Mouse. And like he loves for me to tell him that like if he was here, that like he would have to eat the crumbs from like my meal. And he's just like, yes. He's like, yes, my queen, I'll eat all the crumbs from the floor. And it's like, what is this about? But he's old. Like he's like almost 70 years old. And he like loves to think about being a rat that eats crumbs. Again, I'm telling my story because when I die, I just want people to know, like, I had a good time. Like, it wasn't all a shit show, I promise. Like, there were some really crazy moments for sure. But there were some good times, you know? Got some money from some men who thought they were rats. sidebar before I go. There are so not that sounds like trauma, bitch. Unfortunately, there are like a couple comedians that have made some jokes that really had me like, holy shit, like comedy is amazing. Also, so many women and like non-men who are doing comedy these days. Oh man, it's delicious. I'm grateful. But I feel like I'm literally having an ADHD spiral where I was talking about like food inequality and somebody giving me EBT. I want to be candid. If anyone here needs food, like you are not, there's nothing wrong with you, I promise. Like you're not like under getting money. Like that's not it. Like we're absolutely being pushed out in terms of like affordable food. And even when you can get food, the way the food is rotten these days, it is so sad. Listen, I would love to write a collective book. Like I think that's what I want at this point. I want to write a book with like a bunch of sluts. Like I want to write a book like on some chicken noodle soup for the whore soul. Like I want to write a bunch of stories about sex work that are fucking insane, but like not too bad, you know, just so that people can giggle. Cause like I said, I wanted to do like a whole podcast, but I feel like me and my friend fell out who I wanted to do it with. And I still want to do it, but I just don't know. Right. Listen, y'all are sweet. I appreciate y'all. Genuinely. I don't fucking know. I feel like I'm just trying to be alive, but I think at this point with the way the YouTube has gone, I just feel like I have enough stories that I've shared to where I could write something. But I really do want to make a movie like bad as fuck. Like I want to make a movie. I don't know about what, but I have so many ideas. Like I want to make a horror film low key, but I don't know. I don't know. There's just so much good horror out there right now. It's like, do I even try? But like I was saying, I don't think that anyone should rely on a man for anything. I do understand people that do. I don't think you're bad if you do. I think that again, a lot of femmes, especially black femmes, are not going to be able to find work because it is absolutely a strategic push out, and the work that's being underappreciated is romantic, sexual, familial, like the ways that again more people having to work like longer hours means like sexuality goes on the back burner. And I think about the ways that like so many men reach out to me like they're dying and really they want to come with someone. They're tired of masturbating. And again, the ways that I don't think that everyone's gonna understand. I definitely didn't think about being a sex worker when I was younger. I didn't think that I was gonna grow up and be a sex worker. But one thing I did unfortunately read is that like going into foster care primes you for sex work, which is unfortunate because I think it's so many layers, but just the ways that like you have to learn how to be palatable to like random people for housing, like the ways that people can just give you back to the state. Like once you're taken by the state from your family, like anyone can give you back to the state. Like and also people can just call the state when they don't want to keep you anymore. And so I think about the ways that like you learn in foster care, like how to talk to so many people because you have to. Like you learn how to pretend like you're okay with everything that's happening. And the ways that like when you become a sex worker, I think about how it's a moment where it's not just about like again, I just think about how like there's no sex work school. It's very much like a situation where like there are men that will give you something. Like there are men that tell me all the time, I'll do anything if you fuck me. Like they tell me this all the time. But with that being said, they're lying a lot. And also, it's the ways that like a man that you don't know saying that like there's layers to like figuring out like if shit is real. A lot of times a man will just give you money just to show you. Like most men who know that they can do something for you, just do it. There are men that, of course, will tell you a sad story to try to get something from you. And I think about that aspect of being a sex worker as well, where there's some men that tell me, like, yo, I don't got it today, but I'm gonna see you in 2 days. Like, there's men that tell me when they get paid because, again, they're not trying to play. They understand that, like, sex work is real work, that they're getting something from communicating with me. Like, there are men that literally love to just hang out with me and pay me to hang out with me. We're not doing anything sexual other than maybe I'm telling them that I'm going to eat them, something I actually can't do. But again, the ways that like some of these men are paying me to be a storyteller in the most bizarre way. And I think about how like some of you know how to bullshit. Like some of you know how to talk for a long time about nothing. Some of you have great imagination. And I think like that's what's kept me alive like the longest is just like figuring out that like there's spaces online where men are like not only like feeding fat women, but also like scared of fat women, worried about a fat woman maybe eating them and wanting to talk about that. And again, the ways that there are men that, like I think I told you, a man just asked me to sit on a cake. He gets pleasure from seeing destruction. Like he likes to spend a lot of money to see something get broken. And I'm like, whoa, like imagine having so much money that you don't care. Like a cake. I'm in Michigan as well. Like, no, the I can't even get produce on like DoorDash anymore. It's a fucking waste. Like, it's the way I got bananas, and I know I need to make banana bread immediately. That shit is tragic, bitch. Like, there's nothing like or like getting bananas and you can't eat any of them. It's like, bitch, them shits are supposed to last me at least 3 days. It's a 3-day fruit. Fuck. At least. Perhaps more, depending on how green. But bitch, it's the way they came green and black. I'm like, what in the 3D print? The bananas is old and young, bitch. Benjamin Button head ass fucking banana. What the fuck? Anime has been a minute. I hope you're doing cute too. But yeah, no, like I was saying, like there's a lot of things that I want to do, but as of right now, my plan is to survive. My plan is to go to the beach. My plan is to trick a couple men into thinking I like them. Yeah, that's my plan right now. Oh, I want Jamaican food so bad, bitch. Oh my god. Bitch, there's so many things I want. But I'm just glad I get to say that. I'm glad I get to be alive and remember that I want things. But yeah, honestly, like going out with that dude last night was chill, but I feel like he was such a fucking he was so submissive. It was like chill, but then like I randomly woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and like couldn't go back to sleep. And I was bored as fuck. I'm gonna be real with you. But at the same time, I was just like, man, he don't care. And again, I love that aspect of it. Like I love that he didn't give a fuck about what I did. Like he just again, he just wanted company. And I feel like that's a big part of why I would even bother to meet up with a man. Like the ways that like some of them really just want someone to like just be there. And again, the ways that me and him talked about doing mushrooms together. I actually did mushrooms yesterday. Mushrooms and Ciroc, bitch. My God. Well, honestly, it was a good time. And the mushrooms, it was shakti, but it was like it wasn't a lot. I mean, I don't even think it's about putting poor produce. I think, unfortunately, when you wipe out a large population of people working in farms, like I think again the ICE raids were really to hit the produce sector. Like there's a desire to put Americans to work. Like they want Americans in the fields. And I think about that aspect of this, that like we live in a country that exports labor. So I think about that aspect of it, that like there's been so much labor exported that like at this point to get an American person outside in them fields, bitch. And again, even the aspect of getting someone out there, like we don't have the technology. It's frustrating. Not saying technology is the only thing needed to pick fruit. Just saying that like we're never using our technology strategically. And harming all those people with all the ICE raids and shit. Like it's very wild, like agriculture. But listen, I would suggest anybody here who's interested in different produce, look at findhelp.org. You may be able to find some local services. Also, Black Farmers Index might be another way to go, just because there are a lot of Black farmers who have never had support from the government and they're still doing well because, again, they weren't relying on the things that so many other farmers were relying on. There are a lot of small farms being pushed out right now because of big ag doing whatever the fuck they're doing, which I personally feel like big ag is just using AI, right? Like, that's what's happening. Right. What up, MT? Like I was saying though, like there's support out there. I hope nobody like thinks that I'm trying to be on some it's futile. It's not. Like me and Dane found a clinic called the Hope Clinic that also has a farm stand. So keep that in mind. Findhelp.org. You can actually find pantries. The mini it's called the Little Free Pantry. Look that up if you're just watching a replay. Links in the description bar below, but there's a lot of support out there. And I'm trying to detail all the ways that I'm surviving because I've definitely not been able to get a job. My mom actually finally got back to me today and booked her flight. Yes, she's flying from Virginia to Connecticut because of gas prices. So just putting that out there, that there are people not willing to drive under 15 hours because no. But I should be getting my birth certificate soon, which means I should be able to get a job soon, which is really fucking exciting because, bitch, I've been so annoyed that I can't find it. Like, the birth certificate is in this house. It has to be. Like, I've been watching my videos and, like, finding out, like, date stamps of when I found certain stuff. It's crazy, but my mom said that she's going to send it and she's going to take a picture. She also said she got some money for me, so slow wine, bitch. My mom put money in a card. But yeah, no, shout out to July. July's been cute. Good things happening to bitches. I'm bitches. I was supposed to go shipping yesterday, but things got fucked up. And so today I got another order. And so I decided to delay. That's what ended up happening is like, I'm going to go out tomorrow. So if anybody wanted to order today for tomorrow, that'd be amazing. Also, the flower menu is only not up because, bitch, I'm trying to refresh it and just get some new shit up on there. Also, the stickies are back for anybody who missed the infused. The infused pre-rolls are back. And I'm trying to think. Ooh, the mushroom caramels. We are finally getting those squared away by the end of this week. So meaning by Monday. This Monday coming, we should have a new caramels menu. But again, it's the way that like a bunch of people started hitting me up while we were really selling out. And it was like, dang. So I have a couple people waiting for caramels, but please know, like, I'm so grateful. Like, we did not expect this. Like, me and the girlie, whoa. Like, she literally was like crying. I was like, girl, get a website. Make your shit legitimate, because like she was really worried. Like she was like really not like she didn't really believe that it was as amazing. And I'm like, babe, like people are like, I'm sending out samples and people are like, bitch, I need more of this. And so again, it's the ways that I'm literally watching someone create something that, again, making caramel out of coconut cream, like, bro, like, I'm sorry, but that's another type. Like, I'm just hella grateful that I get to be alive in this time. I get to see femmes, young femmes, be witches in the kitchen and get to do cool things. And not just be cooking for no man, bitch. Like, that's the thing. All my friends cook for themselves, cook for family, community, but we're not home waiting to cook for a man. And don't get me wrong, do I like cooking for Dane? True, but like, also, like, Dane works somewhere where he brings, like, bitch, it's the way I haven't paid for butter in like years. 2 years, bitch. Like low key. Like me and Dane actually had an anniversary on the 5th of July, which is really funny because we both forgot. It was really adorable. I looked at him, I was like, happy anniversary. He's like, happy anniversary. And we were both just laughing because, again, like, I think in our relationship, I'm not going to say we don't give gifts on like occasions. I just think that, like, because of money being insane, I feel like I try to just give him a gift every now and then. I feel like I try to keep the gifts coming, you know? I feel like I don't really wait for a birthday, for a Christmas. It's like, hey, you know? I feel like that's what I like about our relationship. It's like we both are the type to just give each other money and be like, yo, just waste this shit. because that's how we think about money. I think like we both know we're not going to be able to take it or keep it or always have it, and so sometimes it's just important to buy something really stupid. And I also really appreciate that like he doesn't think video games are dumb. I feel like again, I love video games. I think they're fun as fuck. Honestly, Grand Theft Auto has been getting me through. Man, riding that train, listening to some good music, getting that 5-star bitch and beating that bitch. Wow. There's just again, I feel like the new Grand Theft Auto. Am I excited about it? Slightly. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a fucking sale, bitch. I'm one of those bitches. Like I like this. I like the game. Don't get me wrong, but I don't play story mode, so that's why I don't give a fuck. I don't care about the storyline. I don't care about none of that. I play online, and I love to like get in a beef with some random bitch. Honestly, I love when a bitch randomly pick me up and we just go start shooting. Like I love the game for all the crazy shit that happens. Exactly. No butter, like bitch. It's the way I want to make cookies so bad. Like, but the chocolate, bitch, low key. Like, I really thought about doing a crime that was really insane. Like, I know where there's a cocoa bean tree in like my city, and I literally wanted to like steal it. But I'm like, bitch, I don't even know how to process it. But there's a part of me that's thinking about it high key. Like, I'm at that point in crime where I'm like, I'm trying to steal some motherfucking good ass plants, bitch, because low key, like, damn, bitch, imagine you had your own cocoa bean tree. It just feels crazy that we have a cocoa shortage and like there's literally a cocoa bean tree that no one can touch. I don't know. I just feel like if I'm going to jail, like if I'm gonna do a crime, like let it be like on some like liberating a cocoa bean. You feel me? That's my thought process. Like if I'm gonna get out there, but I'll update you if it works out, bitch. But I'm gonna do some research just to see. Because here's the thing, I would hate to snatch some shit that I can't even use. But I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see. Again, I don't think I'm doing the smartest or wisest things over here, guys. I don't. But I think I'm gonna have a good time. I think again, don't do the shit that I do. Live life, have a good time. Try to be mindful of cameras because they be out here, bitch. But bitch, it's the way again, like I told you, I stole some Capri Sun and I was like, y'all really ain't got no cameras? That's crazy. Again, I don't think I'm making the right decisions. I think I'm just gonna do what feels good, but I'm also going to provide some links just in case you don't trust that and you're gonna look for something a little bit more stable, a little bit more less risky. That makes sense. That makes sense. Again, as I said, I am a crackhead outside of a store. I'm gonna ask you for a cigarette and 150. I am. But in exchange, I'm gonna tell you 33 stories in 15 minutes. You're very welcome. I'll see you later. Again in 15 minutes. 3 stories. Maybe 66.